Guys, don't forget to support the author at patreon.com/alcoholic_panda, link is in the description. Chapter 1, Baby Steps. It's been 3 years since I arrived in this world. 3 long, oh so very long, painful years. 2 years of shitting in my diapers and crying for every little thing, and 1 year of potty training. Sigh. That fucking Morgan Freeman looking bastard, if you are going to take his look at least act like him. He just saw me, said boring, waved his hand, and the next thing I know I'm getting my baby ass slapped by the doctor. I don't care if he is a god, first chance I get I'm going to strangle him. He couldn't put me in the body of a teenager, no, it had to be a baby. I may sound ungrateful, but shitting yourself with the mentality of an adult is embarrassing and humiliating. So 3 months or so go by before I even see a TV, and when I did I figured out I was in the MHA world from watching Johnny Bravo, All Might, saving people. MHA is not the worst world I could have gone to, at least it's not Marvel or Attack on Titan, that would have been a nightmare. My family can be summed up in one word, average. Both my parents have programming quirks, so my quirk potential isn't looking too good. I just hope it's a better version of theirs so at least I can hack bank accounts for easy money. I am in the same bloody neighborhood as Deku the Wimp and Boom Boom Boy. Freaking fantastic. As for my looks, I have short black hair and chubby cheeks. I'm 3 years old, what did ya expect? But based on my mother's looks, I hope I'll grow up to be somewhat handsome. I could walk solidly without any wobble when I was 2 years old. Why not try before that, because it would be extremely embarrassing to die from getting a head injury if I fall when I got a second chance at life. Now that I am 3, I probably won't die even if I am injured, so I can start working out, not anything serious, just stretches, running, and some basic punches or kicks. If anyone asks, I'll use the "I want to be a hero" excuse. I couldn't give less of a shit about heroes or villains. As soon as the shit starts with the League of Villains, I'm out of this country. Hackers get paid a lot no matter what country you're in. But that's no excuse for having a weak body, especially in this world. I'll just work out to my max potential, and carry weapons on me. Look at what Stain did with swords and knives. Sure, he has a paralyzing quirk, but poison works just as well, so yeah, working out is essential, especially if I ever want to get laid. If you want to date a hot chick who keeps her body in shape, you should expect the same from them. Shin, dinner's ready, a woman's voice comes from the kitchen. Coming, Mom, I yell back. Even my name is stupid, Shinichi Kodo. Stupid MHA logic with their stupid names. I'm 100% sure this is a pun for Shinichi Kudo from Detective Conan, and Shin is close to the meaning die. Someone is not too subtle with the death threats. NRLY Kodo equals coding, programmers, how unoriginal, though every name in MHA is unoriginal. A/N, what did you say about me? Let me hear you again, punk. Shin, be a good boy and sit down, I'm about to serve the food. Okay. Ugh, I wanna die. Acting like a kid takes a lot out of my mental capacity, and I got to keep this up until I'm 7 or 8, then I can just be the emo kid so people can leave me alone. I hear steps behind me. Hi, Dad. Hello, dear, did you finish your work for today? My mom asks him. Yes, just got it done. The benefit of working from home is I get to spend more time with my family. Dad smiles. Anyway, Shinichi, I'm not gonna like this. Me and Mom were thinking of sending you to kindergarten. You will get to make friends with other kids, even kids from the neighborhood will be there. Says Dad. A/N nursery, pre-K, and kindergarten in Japan is all classified as just kindergarten, and it lasts until they are 6. Fuck, now what? I don't want to waste time with children, I'll go insane. You're asking a grown man to go finger paint for 3 years. Fucking hell, let's go fake it with all my acting talent. A/N, you got none, GL. Crocodile tears ready, sad voice ready. Let's go, but, I don't wanna go. I wanna stay here with you. Son, all the kids are going, you don't want to be left out, do you? Fuck, they already decided. Sorry honey, but it's better this way, you will make lots of friends. My mother beams a smile. I'm going to kill Bakugo, I just know it. At least let's get some benefits. Fine, but you can't make me be friends with anyone, and I want to go to a dojo. I need to be strong to be a hero. I pump my fist. God, I look stupid. They just look at each other. How about this, when you turn 5, and you still want to go, we will take you to a dojo. Good, I got what I wanted. It's not like they will let children in a dojo. Do most of you even remember how small kids are? Pinky swear. I raise my pinky finger. Both of them smile and take it with theirs. Pinky swear. Yay, I yell out. Baby steps, just baby steps, at least now they won't find it weird when I start training with a sword. A/N the last one was restricted for using Chinese or Korean word, they probably mean Japanese honorifics, have seen loads of FF use them. WTF. Chapter 2, Kindergarten. I was right. It has been 1 month since I have started kindergarten, and it's worse than I thought. Oh, the horror, the stuff that kids put in their mouths, absolutely disgusting. I changed my mind about having kids after seeing this. The only useful thing here has been playing tag. Now that would be because I stay last so I can practice dodging. I even convinced them there should be more it to make the game more fun, and having 3 kids chase me around is kinda exhausting, but it's the closest thing to training I'm gonna get at this age. That was the physically exhausting part, the mental exhaustion is a whole other story. I severely underestimated the children. I knew it was going to be hard, but this is another level, the yelling, the crying, the barfing, it's driving me insane. If I don't end up a serial killer, I call that a success. Months pass as some of the kids turn 4. Quirks start awakening. It was really an interesting sight to see. So many different quirks, and the reaction the kids had to those with mutant quirks was kinda disturbing. Children are not supposed to have that kind of hate, they insult and bully them. Is this the behavior of 4-year-olds? Suddenly Bakugo's behavior makes sense, it's a society that's fooked up, kids see adults hate and insult mutants and quirkless, so they do the same. Then it's Bakugo's turn, I watch as everyone is awed and jealous of his firecracker quirk. The caretakers say he will be an amazing hero. I don't get how people are so delusional, he is a walking bomb, probably one of the worst quirks for a hero. If he was a soldier that would be a different story. But a hero? Someone is bleeding, how's he gonna help, blow them up? His quirk is only good for combat, and that's all that people see, so that's all that matters. This world is very sad. And his face lights up in realization, here's the moment he turns into a retard, and in the future will be a bully with a fragile overinflated ego. Will I change that? Of course not, why would I waste my time with him? If he tries anything with me, I'll just snap his arm and make sure to get it on camera. He attacked first, I was so scared, I just wanted to get away and his arm broke, I'm sorry and done. Tough, that will only work when I'm a kid. If we were teens, how would I do it? Blackmail and threats probably. His mother is hot if I remember correctly. A grin spreads on my face before I can stop it. Shin, why is your smile so weird? One of the walking germ infestations asks. I just thought of something interesting, I say and turn my head away, in hopes I'll be left alone. Bakugo is useful for once. He started doing tricks while using his firecrackers, the kids all turn to him. I go in the corner and mull on how my quirk will manifest. It will definitely be something with programming, but it's anyone's guess on what it will be. Sigh, I hope it's something good, or else my life isn't going to be easy or pleasant. I don't want to slave away as a corporate worker. Worst case, I'll be a small-time villain. People are pretty stupid in this world. There has to be a way for me to abuse that somehow. The first quirk showed up 200 years ago in the 21st century, since then they have barely improved at all, they just built giant-ass robots and some minor technology improvement, that's sad and pathetic. They gained quirks but lost the ability to improve. Nowadays they just watch heroes beat up desperate common thieves mostly, who only do it to provide for themselves or their families, because the government won't give them jobs because of mutant or villain quirks. Yo, stupid kids. It's been like 10 minutes, how long are you gonna awe at him? No wonder he grew up the way he did. This is probably why the people here are so dumb. Days turn into weeks, and I'm getting closer to losing my mind each day. The only bonus is the workout I get from running and dodging. Kids are easy to trick, just say it hero training and they all want to do it. Bakugo came with his groupies and proclaimed that we should stop training since he is going to be the #1 hero. I'm disappointed in myself because I shouldn't stop myself from laughing in his face. He gets mad and starts yelling, I just ignore him and leave. I'm going to lose brain cells just by talking to the spoiled brat. I turn to the sound, and see a mop of green hair, it looks like a shrub. You shouldn't laugh at Kachin like that, it wasn't nice. Kachin is such an awesome person, he is gonna be a great hero. A/N if they restrict me for this again, I'm gonna kill someone. I look at him and I can't decide what to do. Do I laugh at him, ignore him, or make fun of him? Leave me alone and don't talk to me again, wimp. I don't know if he understands what wimp is, but he just ran away with tears in his eyes. At least this way he won't try to talk to me or be my friend. The day ends, I hurry to get home. I miss my pillow and rock music from the golden age. I swear they are the only thing that has kept me sane for the last few months. I come home and see the laptop open, I go to it wanting to find out who killed / fought who, I touch the keyboard and I get the most excruciating headache before I collapse on the cold floor. 1000 words, please leave reviews, just say something and hold spacebar until you can post XD. Chapter 3, Quirk Awakening. It hurts. Doctor, he is awake. Shut up you bitch, you are a nurse, you know better than to yell near a patient. Oh, finally awake kiddo, you gave your parents quite the scare, I was sure you would be a mutation type quirk, we only see that kind of reaction in them. What kind of quirk do I have? I had to go through a world of pain, it better be something good. Well, about that. We aren't really sure, we know you have a quirk but we don't know what it is. I stare blankly at him. Great, just fucking great. Well, don't worry, your parents were already called, they are sleeping in the lobby, we don't allow parents to be near when their children awaken their quirks, it would be disastrous if you hurt them accidentally. I can see that logic, kinda smart. What if someone like me awakened a poison quirk, my parents would die in their sleep if they were near to me. The door slams open. Honey, are you alright? My mother dashes through the doctor and nurse and hugs me like her life depends on it. I'm okay mom, I may be an asshole but they are good to me, so I admit I like them. You gave us a scare son. Dad looks relieved, then he looks at the doctor. Is everything alright with my son? Yes, he is completely fine, except we don't know what his quirk is, the reaction was of a mutant quirk, but there are no changes, so we will have to wait and see. I suggest you be very careful when you arrive home, though based on your quirks, his will probably be something similar, so must be careful around technology. Thank you doctor. What for? He didn't do anything useful. After I get discharged we enter the car. Hey champ, we have to stop by the mall, I need a new laptop, you and mum can go get ice cream, what do you say? A/N. I hate this, I'm forced to use American expressions on a Japanese-based FF so I don't get restricted. Ice cream, yay, but what's wrong with the old one? Just 3 to 4 more years of acting like a kid, keep it calm, don't blow it, keep it cool, my parents know I'm smart and talk more maturely than those of my age, but I still have to act like a kid. A/N. This MC is an asshole, smart and manipulative, but easily annoyed. If he deals with people as an adult he will have a lot more patience, but as a 4-year-old, where you constantly have to act like a kid, it gets to you. I don't know, actually it may have been from your quirk awakening, the laptop won't start no matter what I do. Interesting. Can I play with the old one? Pretty please, come on puppy dog eyes, don't fail me now, even though you did before. Sure, knock yourself out, Dad says with a smile. Mom just looks at me. What would you even do with it? Play with the parts and I wanna see what's inside. You are definitely our son, Mom smiles. We go to the mall, I get a double scoop of chocolate ice cream, Dad buys the new laptop and we head back home. I take the old one to my room, sit down and start thinking / Okay, I collapsed when I touched this thing, now Dad said it won't start whatsoever, but the parts are fine, I know it because of my quirk, what I don't know is how and why. Time to do something stupid, if I don't try I will never learn. I death stare at the laptop, I send mental thoughts on off, I try to start it, normally didn't work, open sesame, start. Instead of the laptop starting, there is an image of the desktop in my head. What the actual fuck? I think about the mouse cursor and it moves where I want it, there are files, I can go online. OMG. I got an OS, operating system, in my head, I try to control the laptop with my mind and it works, the laptop started working again, I can manually control it too. Yes, I got a freaking great quirk, lazy life of luxury and debauchery, here I come. Okay, what are my future possibilities? Wait, open Notepad, now I can start, it just writes down what I think, this is awesome. Since I have an OS inside my head, I can probably code myself, or make an AI, not a full one, that would be stupid, it might take over my mind and body, make one that doesn't think and just follows orders. I can't control the laptop fully, it goes too slow, it would need a lot of time and thought process, the AI will do it for me. But first I got to have the knowledge to build it, no way am I copying it from somewhere else, I don't trust anyone but me to code it. Ha ha ha. I got access to the internet, new memo, figure out how, I can just download books about programming, wait. Can I get malware? Okay, no downloading, this is a terrible idea. Unless I make new antivirus, so much stuff to do, I'm getting pumped, I got all the time in the world, especially since I am still in kindergarten. I have a year and a half left before I can start elementary school. A/N from 6 to 12 elementary, 12 to 15 junior high school, 15 to 18 high school. This is the start of what I hope will be a life of luxury, relaxation, and debauchery. 920 Words Plaza leave a review. Chapter 4, Discovery requires experimentation. Okay, starting the journal to keep track of all my experiments with my quirk and keep track of my actions in case the quirk changes me in some way. If it does, I will shut the quirk down, and delete all code I copied. A/N it won't, but better be careful than regret it later on. Day 1. I awakened my quirk the day before and collapsed. Yesterday I was discharged, arrived home, and started experimenting with the quirk. It yelled some results. I wrote them down in a memo. Further testing required. Those notes are now in proper files in my head. Day 4. All I have done the past 3 days is experiment with my quirk. I have discovered the following. 1. I can copy any code from any and all technology. I will wait until my body and mind are mature enough to handle the strain, then copy code from a supercomputer. 2. Manipulating tech takes focus and mental energy, which will probably be easier as I grow and keep on practicing. 3. I am able to code myself. I found a simple sleep code online and used it on myself. I set it to wake me up in 5 minutes and it did. This has a lot of potentials, but I won't use it until I am proficient enough to code myself. I will also need to have sufficient knowledge of the human body, so biology will be added to my studies. 4. Programming comes easy to me, whether it's from my parents or my quirk, it doesn't matter since it's a plus for me. In the last few days that I have actually started to learn to program, I have been progressing at a fast rate. This is all I could find out in the last 3 days, and given my current age, progress won't show itself until I am extremely proficient in coding. Until then I will continue to train my body. If my hypothesis is correct, my mind is the software and my body is the hardware, which means a healthy, well-trained body is essential for my future. I finish writing today's findings in my journal, then do some stretching for 30 minutes. Have to train this while I'm young. Being elastic and flexible when I grow up is a must. It will help me a lot in combat. I have no delusion. Even if I want to have a lazy life, I will find myself in a situation where I have to fight. That means I must actively train to be able to fight and survive in any situation for me to live a long, satisfying life. I could use the money I steal to hire bodyguards, but I can never know if any of them will betray me, and an assassin just may come for me with a special quirk. Without preparation I will be dead, and I refuse to let that happen. So I will continue to carefully train my 4-year-old body and study programming for the next 2 to 3 years, then my body can take more stress so I can increase my workouts. 1 week later. Bakugo has gotten even more annoying. Now that everyone is praising him, he thinks he is the next Jesus, and the teachers/caretakers are really not helping. My quirk is the best. I will be better than All Might. Ugh, I facepalm. I can't take more of this. I might just bust my eardrums just so I won't have to hear him anymore. 3 weeks later. Day 32. I have managed to make some basic programs like calculators, calendars, and stuff like that. I already had them because of the laptop OS, but I still need to do them so I can get used to coding faster. I code anytime I'm free, during kindergarten except for outdoors activity, which I make the kids chase me around. I sit down and code in my head, when I am home too, so I am improving really fast. While I didn't know anything about programming, I know a lot about biology, so this past month I just did a recap on the things I knew, everything that I learned during high school too. I will start to specifically study the human body and how it works. Been making lots of important to remember notes in the biology folder. 2 months later. Day 93, A/N this feels weird, I will change it once I find a better way to say it. Today I have passed the milestone I have set for my coding. Doing the same thing every day for 2 months was bound to show improvements. For biology I specifically focused on the eyes and ears, they are the most used sensory organs. I took a small risk, and decided to lower the volume in my left ear a bit and immediately bring it up to normal. It worked perfectly fine, but I was still not convinced. Small tests like that continued until I decided to completely shut off the sound in my left ear. Once I did, I stayed like that for 5 minutes, then decided to undo it and see what happened. It slowly turned back to normal. I was ecstatic. I have never been so happy. This proved I could manipulate my senses and even shut them down if necessary. I proceed to do the same thing to my eyes, just a lot more carefully. They reacted in the same way. I had assumed I had an emitter-type quirk, but since I could control technology, but me manipulating my body like this without repercussions makes me think it's transformation/composite type. This requires more testing. The big plus side is that I can cut my hearing when I'm in kindergarten. my sanity is finally safe. 1 month later. Day 123. I have done the same experiment on my nose, the results were the same, then I processed to enhance my senses instead of decreasing them, the result was satisfactory. Sight, smell, and hearing were increased to the maximum my current body can handle, which is not a lot, but I will keep increasing it as I grow. 2 months later. Day 186. Over the past 2 months my coding skills and knowledge of human autonomy has increased a lot, my control over technology has gotten better as well. This past week I have been experimenting with my heartbeat count. For children 5 to 6 years old their heartbeats from 75 to 115 per minute, while a normal resting heart rate for adults ranges from 60 to 100 beats per minute. My goal for the future is to have 40 beats per minute as my resting rate, this will let me live longer since the heart has a limited number of times it can beat in one lifetime. I have made all the preparations needed for the experiment tomorrow, my parents will be home and I will do the experiment in the corner of the room where they can see me, if things don't go according to plan, they will rush me to the hospital. The goal for tomorrow is to set my heart rate at 75 beats per minute. Day 187. The experiment was a success. There was no problem with setting my heart to beat at 75 bpm, I have included a failsafe in the code, when I am in a serious fight, where I require my heart to beat faster for the adrenaline and to increases blood flow to the brain and muscles, to stimulate the body to make sugar to use for fuel. The code will shut down allowing my body to do it naturally. I made a new file, plans for when I have an adult body. The idea is to make a code that increases the blood flow just below the limit of the heart. This should be useful in an extreme fight, it would give me a necessary boost to survive a deadly situation, this will of course wear the heart so I won't be using it unless I have to. I also turned 5 today, approximately 1 more year until I start elementary school, not looking forward to it. /Antihero Oma's advance overclocking the heart to get a boost, the manga is pure genius, it's God sent for martial arts fans, but the anime is shit, didn't even watch half of it, waste of time. Word count 1400. I believe this way is better, than the chapters being about him interacting with kids, this way we can have an idea of what he is spending his time on, and what he has accomplished. BTW The title is a quote from Daniel Whitehall, a Hydra head in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Chapter 5, Dojo. Now that I have turned 5 I kept pestering my parents to let me go to martial arts classes or a dojo, since they promised and I used the protection and hero excuse again, it's actually really effective in this world, the constant danger and the hero worship make it easy. Oh, yet I have to log today's findings in the journal. Day 189, 2 days since the last chap. Since I will be starting in a dojo soon, I will be put in the kids class. I won't see any improvement until I am 7 years old anyway, no one will allow 5-year-olds to spar, it's most likely just stretching and repeating katas, sets of movements. My plan is to either scan the instructor's movements or record them somehow and make a program that analyzes them and makes my body repeat them. This will be a work in progress since I will be messing with the whole nervous system. Done for today's log, and if I don't want to be paralyzed for the rest of my life, I will have to tread carefully, like triple check before I even code my little toe to move on its own. Day 190. Since I copied the code from the entire laptop, I searched specifically for the camera code and made it so my eyes act as cameras, that's how photographic memory was acquired. Now I can film and even take pictures, and save them in files in my head. This will be extremely useful as soon as I figure out how to analyze the videos and how to code my nervous system without killing or paralyzing myself in the process. Day 197. Apparently, when my mom went to a housewife gathering, she mentioned that I was going to a dojo, and since I live in the same neighborhood as Boom Boom Boy and the Wimp, their mothers told them. So Bakugo, with his overinflated ego, even as a 5-year-old, couldn't let someone get hero training earlier than him. He decided to start going too. The little shit went to my dojo of all places. This place teaches kendo, swords, aikido, soft force, and karate, hard force. What the actual fuck is he doing here? What can he possibly learn here that is useful to him? In the future he just swings his arm and blows stuff up, only parkour will be remotely useful to him. I hate the smug look on his face when he turns to me, since the teachers give him more attention than the rest. They want to use his reputation since he will definitely be a great combat hero. Can't really blame them, I would have done the same, it's just good business. What annoys me is that he doesn't have any idea what he is doing, none whatsoever, and he is acting like he owns the place. It's like having a fly buzzing around your head and you can't kill it. Would it be wrong of me to make it so Bakugo suddenly had a freak accident on the way home? Save the world from the headache that Bakugo will be. Nah, not worth it, he will probably die with how reckless he is. Whatever, he will probably quit soon, the kid doesn't have the patience needed for this, and since we can't spar for another year or two, we just practice simple moves gently on each other. He can't bully other kids here, so most likely he will leave in a week or two. Well, if he decides to stay, I'm going to crush his ego into fine powder. Quirks aren't allowed in the dojo, doesn't matter what the instructions say, the owner set that rule and anyone who breaks it will be kicked out. Doesn't matter anyway, I'll learn what I can from this place, and move on to boxing, wrestling and Muay Thai. Day 204, 1 week from before. The Kugo lasted exactly 7 days, can't say I am surprised. He left saying this place is stupid and they won't teach him how to beat people up, and how he doesn't need their stupid marital arts to be number one. Good riddance, now I can stop turning my hearing off when he comes here. On a side note, the instructors actually like me because I listen and don't complain about how hard it is, and I will tell my mom/dad about this. And my father will hear about this. Today, just like the last week, has ended in a failure. The simulation falls apart when I try to do it. If the simulation doesn't work, I won't be trying it out on my body. I will need to focus my studies on the nervous system and how robotic movements are coded. Slow and steady wins the race. I still have lots of time, but that doesn't mean I will take it easy. If I get complacent and lazy now, my easy life in the future will go further and further away from me. There are many kinds of power in this world, or any world for that matter. Personal, economic, political, and military power, these four are the main types of power everywhere in every dimension. Each ambitious person will focus on one or two of the four. The relationship is chaotic between them. Economic power can buy political and military, political power can steal money from others, same with military. You can have all the power in the world, but if your personal strength is lacking, you will be defenseless when it counts. A/N I think Malcolm Merlin from Arrow was the closest one to have all four, until he lost it all because of his lack of personal strength. Give comments about who you think has all four. We are talking about normal people. I can't think of anyone else off the top of my head. I am still too young to contest for the other three, but what I can work on is my personal strength, which especially matters in this world. If you had All Might's power, any other power, political, economic and military, will be useless in front of absolute power. But people in this world rely on quirks way too much. They have forgotten how people before the age of the quirks survived. They believe being quirkless is weakness, and avoid everything that the quirkless might use. They blindly worship the heroes and hate the villains, the innocent ones at least, whose appearance has changed because of their quirks. They are basically forced to become villains. It's a closed loop, one where the government gets all the money. Heroes lose their lives because they are prohibited from hurting the villains too much. Killing or mauling anyone on live TV will reduce ratings, which means losing money, and since that is unacceptable to the higher 1%, a law was passed on how much force can a hero use against a villain. Stupidity at its finest, and people follow it blindly. Thank God I still kept my original personality. If I became like them, I would rather off myself. Though depending on the benefits, I might become a hero and act for a while. Heroes do get to meet people in high places. All Might knows everyone with power in this country. He is too stupid to notice that they are using him instead of him using them, but that's not the point. High-ranking heroes have more opportunities, and if I ever need something from the villains, I just put on a mask and play the bad guy. Yes, this is a solid idea. I need to work more on this. I will definitely need something from both sides sometime in the future. After all, being hero or villain, it doesn't mean shit to me. As long as I set myself for life, I don't mind being either. I want an easy life filled with debauchery and luxury where no one can stop or threaten me, and I will do anything to accomplish my goal. Word count 1300. Chapter 6, Stupidity. Day 208. My studies have continued, but I will be taking a break to unwind for a while. I am studying every moment of the day except for sleeping and eating. Since I have all the learning material in my head, I practice coding in my head, and perform biological simulations, mostly about my body, and what changes I can or can't do. Since my knowledge is lacking, it usually ends with me crippling myself. Taking a week off will let me recharge my batteries. 5 days later. The last few days were relaxing. I have spent it just lazing around playing games and watching TV shows, which were boring since this society is focused on heroes, and with that so were the shows. I went to the fridge, got a can of juice and went to the living room to continue chilling. I found my dad watching one of All Might's fights on TV. What ya doin', Dad? Oh, Shinichi, I am watching one of All Might's more famous takedowns. This one is against a villain that can fly. I shrug, sit down near him, and keep drinking my juice. The fight ends with All Might jumping on air a couple of times and Hero punched the villain in the gut. Ha ha ha, what a great takedown, right? I barely hear him. I'm looking at the takedown shot again with juice spilling from my mouth because my jaw dropped. Jeppo. My brain literally shut down. Processing. I'm so stupid. How have I missed this? It's been literally on the news all the time since I got here. It's been right in front of me this whole time. A way I can fight even with my quirk not being an offensive type. Since Jeppo is possible, that highly suggests that the rest of the Rokushiki are too. All Might uses his strength to send punches flying, so Rankyaku/Tempest Kick, the Wind Blade should be possible, using flying sword slashes are theoretically possible as well. Jeppo Soru and Rankyaku focus on leg strength. I don't know if Kamii and Tekai are possible, but Shigen can be done, I think. Wait, didn't Takeda Oma use the adamantium style? That's Tekai, right? Fuck, okay, forget this for now. I need to organize all the information from my past life. Every single manga, anime, TV show, fanfic, and movie needs to be remembered, saved and organized properly. I have to write this down now. Day 213. Even with my plans and my quirk boosting my intelligence, I have realized that I am still an idiot. I missed something that might be crucial to my future plans. The Rokushiki are 6 superhuman techniques from the world of One Piece. Sora dashing or high-speed movement technique. A/N I think kicking the ground 10 times in 1 second is stupid. I will explain it like compressing leg strength then using that compressed power to dash, same principle with Jeppo. Jeppo using leg strength to step/jump on air. Rankyaku send out compressed blades of wind by kicking with great strength and speed. Tekai hardens the user's muscles to the level of iron, but they can't move while doing this defensive technique. Kamii makes the body extremely flexible and is capable of bending the body to dodge attacks. Shigen, it's used to pierce the target's body with the finger. If one trains the Teshiki enough, he can fire air bullets at the target. Rokuagan, the secret 7th technique, the user focuses their physical strength and fires a close-range shockwave in a single direction. This is all I remember about them. I will be adding leg exercises to my training regimen. I will actively start organizing my past memories and saving them in different files for efficiency, which is something I should have done immediately after I figured out how my quirk works. I will spend as much time as needed to organize all my memories before coming back to my studies. I should be able to build up the physical strength needed for the Rokushiki. People haven't just evolved their bodies to be able to use quirks, the structure bodies have changed fundamentally. Endeavor, for example, has a flame quirk, but his body is a lot stronger than normal because of his constant training. This means it is possible to get a lot stronger than normal standards by working out. Another reason I hate Deku. The wimp didn't do anything to become a hero, just whined how unfair it is that he doesn't have a quirk. Get a strong enough body and some support items, lie about having a weak quirk, and you can become a hero with low rankings. Day 228. It took 15 days to organize every memory into proper files. I feel better now and my idea folder is a bit bigger now. I made multiple ones based on the difficulty and the time I need to wait. Some can only be done when I have an adult body, so those will never see the light of day until I am probably 18. I will be returning back to my studies and keep training my body within the limits of what my 5-year-old body can handle. Sigh, done with today's entry. I can't believe it took 2 weeks to organize all the memories I have, especially the useless ones. The trash can is filled with stupid memes and facts about people from my old world. What I'm kinda happy about is my entertainment file. I don't know how my quirk made this possible. I was able to remember entire movies and series, anime, and mangas. I have full versions of them, and I can enjoy them anytime I want. I will settle the how someday, but now back to studying. I really want taskmaster ability, photographic reflexes, and to do that I need to mess with my nervous system, which I won't do lightly. Study, form a hypothesis, do a simulation and repeat until I get it right. On a side note, the instructors at the dojo are pleased with my dedication. They push me harder and teach me more from the rest. Now that Bakugo is gone, they see me as the next best thing. They want me to win tournaments and prizes for them. Which is fine by me. The more famous I get, the more I will be invited in these kind of things, and the more people I meet. I want to be the center of attraction. It will help me in the future if I am well known. Genius at marital arts and programming, plus if I play my cards right, an academic genius as well. I will be more advanced than any kid my age, which will make me well known. It's extremely common for people with high positions to meet and scout potential recruits or people who will be someone important someday. They will want to use me and put me in their debt, and I want to use them. Using my quirk I will be almost unmatched in the academic field, since I have the books and a calculator in my head. Am I cheating? Yes. Do they know that? No. Now as soon as I figure out how to make my body match the movements from the videos I have been taking with my eyes, when my instructors spar, the martial genius will suddenly be born, and my plans can finally start. Word count 1200. Chapter 7, Basic Photographic Reflexes. Day 235. I have done the simulation. The results came back positive. All that is left now is to test it. Goal of the test is to move the little toes on my left foot. I have built in a failsafe so I don't fry my nervous system. If I fail here, the nerves of my whole left foot will be cut off from the rest of the body. This should prevent the orders I gave to go back and mess with my brain. I am writing this in the event that I somehow die from this, which is a statistical impossibility, but things can always go wrong even if it's a 0.0000000000001 chance of failure. Nothing in this world is a 100% sure. Well, now that I wrote my entry, even though it's stupid and I shouldn't raise a flag like this, I felt the need to write it down. Fortune favors the bold, even if the risks are minimal. Let's begin. I turn off my normal control from my left foot. The foot is now unresponsive to the normal way I try to move it. Now all that is left is to try the code I wrote. Now the most basic commands I could make. The sole on the groin and the foot goes up. My foot starts to feel like electricity is moving through it, and the foot rises. Yes. It works. I test out a few more, moving it left and right, tapping a beat with the foot, moving individual toes. It's basic stuff, and it's buggy in a way. Well, it is expected. This is just the beginning. Day 237. After my initial success I proceeded to do the same for all 4 limbs. The results were the same as the first test. The movements are clumsy, so for any further progress, accuracy must be added and maintained. In the dojo we started sparring since the children were getting restless from just repeating the same exercises. So they set us up to spar against each other. Naturally I won all of them in my age group, almost 5.5. So they put me with 6-year-olds, I won against them too. They were calling me a genius, but in reality I just tripped the kids. I study the human autonomy a lot. I know how to use my whole body properly. I toned it down with the 7-year-olds, I could have beat them too, but that would be too much. I doubt I could win against 8-years-old easily. The size and weight difference is too much. Though if it wasn't just sparring, I can easily win, but I have no intention of beating up kids, unless of course they try to bully me, then I won't hold back. Bullies need to be put in place. Well, the goal was achieved. The dojo is paying special attention on me now, and are giving me benefits, like one-on-one lesions and stuff like that, of course after they were assured that I will be staying in this dojo. They hope I will be able to win them lots of competitions, and I will. Day 241. My daily schedule is pretty full with my latest experiments. First, my daily studies on programming biology. I sometimes other school subjects. One of my goals is to be seen as an academic genius. This much is necessary. After that, screeching and leg exercises. I can't exactly work out properly with my current body, but I run and focus on training my legs. My ultimate goal for this is to use the 3 Rokushiki skills that focus on the legs by the time I enter high school. This should be possible if I continue training in this pace. After that, I use the laptop to experiment with my quirk. Using it this way forces me to multitask. My brain can't handle the strain of the thought process needed for the laptop, but little by little I am sure I will manage to do it. When I am done with it, I focus on using code to control my body. I do that, then go to sleep, get up and repeat. I change it up sometime, but that's what I do every day. It is rough, but for my future plans it will have to be done. Day 245. Today was the first successful day of a full body movement. I coded myself to sit up from bed then stand. After that I proceeded to walk. I do admit I rewrote code that I found online for robotic movements, specifically about walking. This world has stopped developing and stayed the same for 200 years, but they did make a breakthrough in robotic technology and drones. So it was pretty simple to find code for movement. It made my job so much easier. Day 257. It's finished, the basic version of photographic reflexes. It's still a bit buggy, but I do follow movements without thinking too much about them. I accomplished this in almost a year since I started experimenting. In 3 months it will be a year since I started with my experiments. I am extremely happy. My hard work is paying off. Every day without break I study all the time, even while I am in kindergarten, it's not like I have anything else to do in there. Dojo. Shinichi, you have been improving at a fast pace, I want you to spar against the 8-year-olds, can you do that? The instructor asks me. Sure. I say with a smile, but inside I'm thinking on how I proceed. I think it's time to field test the photographic reflexes, I can win against them easily with some effort, I will be using the instructor's moves, this should impress them, even if the moves seem amateurish, but that's exactly what I'm going for here. They pair me against a really cocky kid. So you are the little runt that beat those idiots, losing to a kid younger than them, how embarrassing, I will show them how it's done. Blah, blah, blah. Why the hell are the kids so chunny? Begin. Hey, he sprints while yelling, didn't he learn anything here, they said he has been here for 2 years. I use the same high kick that the instructor used, and hit him in the chin, he falls down unconscious. Winner Shinichi Kodo. Says the instructor acting as a referee. This kid will bring us so much publicity, I can see what he is thinking just from his expression. The kid wakes up, and starts crying, cheater, he must be cheating, there is no way I will lose to a kid. That's the only explanation. You are an idiot, I say straight to his face, why are kids like this? Do they get dumber as the generations go by? I understand that he is 8, but these things should have been told to him when he started going at a dojo. My mom will hear about this, I will tell everyone you are teaching cheaters, I could hear him saying while the instructors took him away. You will not be missed, kid whose name I never bothered to learn. I turned to the instructor that served as a referee and gave him my brightest grin. So who's next? Word count 1227. Chapter 8, A Genius is Born. Still day 257. After I beat a few more, they told me to stop. They are debating whether to let me fight even older kids, since from 9 years up they are literally double my height and weight, and they won't be as stupid. I'm fine with fighting bigger kids, any fighting experience I gain at this point counts. Plus it's not like I have to win, I'll just tie with them, it's still more than enough to be seen as a martial genius. One of the main instructors comes to me and gives me the fakest smile I have seen. Well done Shinichi, you will definitely be the star of this dojo, what do you say you go fight against one of them while we film you, you will be famous and it will help you become a famous hero when you grow up. Oi, old man, you're not even hiding your intentions anymore, I estimated that they would ask me this in about a year, but damn they are more greedy than I thought. Well that's fine with me, means the public will notice me even earlier. Really? Yay, I'll do it, I will be the greatest hero, I make my eyes sparkle, might be overselling this a bit, but he doesn't know me enough or doesn't care enough to notice, he just smiles even wider. If I didn't know for a fact that he is banging one of the housewives I would be screaming creepy pedophile to get him arrested. Great, let's go do it right now. He quickly goes to grab the camera equipment. What a sucker, as soon as I dry this place from anything I can get I'll just go to the next one. I will steal all their techniques, get all the fame to follow me and forget about this place and I'll blackmail this dumbass for money, it's his fault he is so sloppy to be caught. When he came back with the camera I saw him going to my opponent, I was curious so I increased my hearing and listened to them, the dude used the same excuse he did on me, just said that he will film him how he is such a good senpai and helps the younger students learn better. The amount of bullshit this man is saying is unreal, I'm definitely blackmailing him, all anonymously of course. Shinichi, everything is ready, just do your best, he said it with the same creepy smile, okay you are now dubbed Creepyaki. I just walk in the circle, the kid who sneered at everyone earlier is now standing straight, smiling brightly, while holding out his hand to me, let's do our best Koi. Unbelievable. He is 9. Who teaches their kids this stuff? I know this is another world but come on man. I just shake his hand, go to my position and enter my stance, he does the same. Begin. He dashes towards me and telegraphs a punch, I think they taught them today not to do that, he is either going easy on me or just doesn't notice what he is doing. I just move a little every time he is about to hit me, a sidestep here, a tilt there. Yep, he is trying to look cool in front of the camera, whatever, I have dragged this long enough. I trip his feet and he falls on his ass. He quickly turned red from shame and then to rage. He charges at me like a bull, I dash then duck right after and land right where his feet are, I use my body to trip both his feet. He lands right on his face. The moment he stands up I give him a high kick right to the chin, he staggers a bit from that and he is pissed, his face is blood red, looks like he is about to explode. He gives me a swing with all his strength, just right before he's about to hit me, I grab his wrist and give it a hard yank. This puts him off balance and he starts falling. I turn his arm behind him, and lock it to keep it straight. Then I just push it upwards. Ow, ow, ow. He starts yelling. Winner Shinichi Kodo. I let him go and give a bow to him since the instructor's still filming. That was great, good job, both of you. Genta, you need more training. Hi sensei. He yells, but he is clearly ashamed and looks like he is about to cry. Meh, not my problem. Shinichi, how about we take some photos for posters? There it is, the same creepy, greedy smile. A video is one thing, but posters? Let's ask my mum first, ha. The way his face cringed. Yes, of course, he manages to say it while smiling. Does he really think he can use my image and not pay me? This is earlier than my plans, but that's okay. I will be seen as the cute karate kid for 2 years until I leave this place for other martial arts. I'm 5 years old, I still have a bit of baby fat on my cheeks. Though not a lot, I run a lot, plus it seems my family genetically has less baby fat on them, so that's good for me. Chubby cheeks are not good for the image I'm going for. 1 week later equals day 264. That video really blew up. A lot more than I anticipated. Good news, people are starting to notice and pay attention to me, calling me a fighting genius. Well, the title of the video was 5-year-old genius wins against a kid 4 years older, or kindergartner beats elementary student, so it got a lot of attention. I think they paid someone to edit the video and make it better. Bad news, Bakugo and a lot of other kids are jealous and want to fight me to prove they are better. Now I would love to beat them black and blue, but the problem is someone started filming with their phone like usual instead of stopping them, and since I'm somewhat locally famous, that will be seen as bullying and it will have a negative effect on my reputation. So I did the next best thing, I called them out on a fair fight inside the dojo with no quirks. The reason I did this was simple: the greedy bastard will definitely film this, and I use this to crush and humiliate Bakugo for life. Maybe he will be a better person after this. Probably not, but whatever. And Bakugo, being Bakugo, will definitely use his quirk once he is frustrated, which will be posted online and he will be branded a cheater. We are 5 right now. Am I being petty by potentially destroying his future chances? Maybe. Do I care? Nope. So here we are at the dojo, cameras filming, Bakugo and 9 other kids waiting in line to fight me. I have to say, I don't know how that greedy bastard got this approved. He even made it into a local event. Shinichi, are you ready? Do you feel nervous? A lot of people are here to watch you. AKA don't screw up, kid, our dojo is on the line. I nod at him. No problem, I'm excited, I'm going to beat them all. Great, let's go then. He stands up and I follow him to the ring. This will be a piece of cake. Word count 1300. A/N, not really a cliff when the result is obvious, and I wanted to make it a separate chapter. Asterisk, A/N Beelzebub joke, Furyuki is one of the characters that always gets picked on. Chapter 9, Fighting with Kids and Bakugo. Day 264. Wow, there is quite the audience, my parents, the kids' parents and locals that have too much free time on their hands if they came here to watch kids fight. Come to think of it, when a villain and hero fight they just stand there and watch, and if they get hurt they complain later. Bakugo decided he will be last and announced it in the most retarded way he possibly can. Ha, you losers should fight him first, otherwise if I'm first he will lose and you won't get the chance. He just stood there and grinned like an idiot. I am ashamed to admit I couldn't stop myself from face-palming. The fact that I face-palmed means I stopped to listen to him in the first place. It won't happen again. As soon as this farce is over, I'm making a code that as soon as I see or notice Bakugo's in any way, the code will stop me from hearing his voice. My ears will just ignore his existence, so I don't have to turn off my hearing. I'm just muting him, just like there are programs that focus on background noise and ignore the main noise of a video. The rest reacted like expected, so a childish squabble erupted. They argued a lot before the creep decided to start this thing. Everybody in line. His words were aimed at the kiddos with too many complexes to count. You heard the man, losers, get in line. Ha ha ha. Bakugo's voice annoyed every person inside the ring. Mental note, muting program is needed immediately. I should have made it long ago. Thanks to everyone for coming today on such short notice. Then he mumbles, stupid kids, couldn't wait a few days, we could have promoted this. Anyway, 10 people have challenged our young genius to a fight, their ages are from 5 to 9. Will our champion remain undefeated? All of these kids practice different martial arts, I'm sure you will enjoy watching this friendly competition. I sweat drop at that. Friendly competition? They ambushed me and wanted to beat me up in a street fight. Man, this creep should be a fight promoter, he has talent in that area. The first fight will be 8-year-old Takashi, a boxer. He has a mutant quirk, that's why he is a bit bigger than most kids, but our very own Shinichi said it is no problem. A bit bigger, he says. The kid is literally twice my size with bull horns. He is a freaking mini minotaur. Well, it doesn't matter, just fight as usual and win. That's all there is to it, doesn't matter who it is, and if it gets too much for me, go for the vitals and cheap shots without anyone seeing it. Battle, there are no rules. He, I'll put you in your place, you arrogant brat. I saw the video, I only noticed after Dad pointed it out, but you never put that other kid in your eyes. Your face didn't change a bit. Dad said you were conceited, so it's my job to show you there are better fighters than you. Whyy did this turn into a chunny young master fight? I didn't notice, I was so unresponsive when I fight. But they are idiots, why the fuck should I get serious against them? Unless it's someone who is a lot stronger than me or it's a death fight, I'm not going to get excited or serious. And how the fuck are these kids so mature in their speech? I spend years of my time and mental energy faking it and acting like a kid, and these idiots act like teenagers and no one says a thing. I could have acted normally and people will just say it's the next generation, so it's expected. Asterisk. I want to die. Give me back my dignity. Begin. He stands in place, typical boxer stance, and then comes at me with 1-2 to the face, but I dodge. I will just do that for the first few minutes, copy some of the basics he has learned. He is smarter than the rest, I'll give him that. He noticed quickly that only he is attacking and I'm just parrying. He has a good teacher. I go to the offense, but I don't use my usual fighting style, I use his. Basic boxing techniques were copied and I use photographic reflex code to fight him. He was kind of pissed off, and so were a lot of the parents. Saying I'm underestimating him, cocky kid, stuff like that. The more time I spend in this world, the more I realize how fucked up it is. Here I am, a 5-year-old kid fighting another kid twice my size, and he is a mini minotaur, in a sparring match, and the parents are cheering him on, because somehow he is the underdog. I can feel my brain cells dying from their stupidity. Why did they even allow this fight to happen? I assumed most of the parents would stop their kids once they learned about the situation, instead it turned into a local event. Sigh, whatever, as long as I get something out of this farce I don't care that much. You. Stop copying me. He yells, taking a big swing at me. I duck and give him a strong liver shot. He drops a bit, lowering himself just enough so I can hit his chin, a strong right cross slash straight in the chin. He falls down and that's the KO. The winner of the first match is Shinichi Kodo with a Migi straight KO asterisk. I see he is sweating a little. Ha, it's because I used boxing instead of the dojo techniques. Instead of me promoting the dojo, it's me promoting myself. The next match we have 7-year-old karate practitioner from another dojo, who will be the better karateka. A person who trains in karate. This ass is making me use karate by announcing it ahead of time. He must have thought I might use the kid to improve the boxing I just copied. Hi, I will beat you and become the most famous karateka in Musudafu, then a hero will scout me and I will be the best. Hi, the boy says in a squeaky voice. Ugh, I wanna go home. My brain can't handle more of this. Loudly crying face. Word count 1106. A/N asterisk. When they had remedial lessons. Todoroki, Bakugo, and Ineza cared after kids, so I based them from that. Some were really mature for their age, so I thought it would be funny. And the whole situation is unrealistic, but I just went with it. A 5-year-old can barely stand, and I'm making him fight, but it's an anime world with superpowers, so whatever, treat this as joke filler chapters. Asterisk. Should I remove the Migi straight though? I wanted to put it in there for laughs. Chapter 10, Yuaki Tetsuya. The fight was quick and painful. I dodged his first attack and I did a clean seiken to his stomach. He fell down and didn't stand up. That's definitely going to leave a bruise. Kid didn't stand a chance. Usually karate is impossible for kids my age, just because they don't have the necessary physical force for it. But I'm a living cheat. I wrote a code that makes particular moves like the seiken to be preformed perfectly. My entire weight was behind that punch. It's enough to hurt kids but not anyone above 12. Since I am still 5, my body is keeping me from advancing. And there he is, the karate genius, ended this in one hit, the pride of our dojo. Man, he is really shameless with the advertising. Parents are talking to each other thinking about enrolling them here. I'm talking to my mother about his, we need a good lawyer to get a cut from the money this place is about to get. I'm the reason for it, I should get a cut, simple logic, and he won't be able to say no. I'll make sure of it. The next kid is 6, 1 year older than me, he was cocky saying come on, and provoking me. Ended him with a neck chop, he didn't have anything worthwhile for me to copy. After him kid number 4. This one is almost 10 years old, I would be embarrassed to fight a kid twice as young as me, but he is looking forward to beating me up. Again, if this is how parents are teaching their children, it's no wonder there are so many villains. For challenger number 4 we have Yuaki Tetsuya. He is the oldest one of the bunch, nearing 10 years, he has been practicing Muay Thai for 4 years, his parents are instructors. He has an active strength enchantment quirk which he can't use, but it did change his physique a little and is legal according to international competition rules. He has the strongest chance to win against our champion. When the hell did I become a champion? What is this, a coliseum? Huh? Strongest chance, are you blind? You shitty old man, the best is saved for last. Bakugo yells, he starts cursing again, and I just ignore him. This one might give me a challenge, 4 years of practicing, even if he was slaking off, which is unlikely given that his parents are teaching him. He will still have some good moves for me to copy, and with a strength quirk that changed his body a bit he will hit stronger. Let's test out the adrenaline boost code. I will start to pump my heart a little bit faster. The normal heartbeat for my age is 75 to 115 beats per minute. Previously I set my heart at 75 bpm, now since I'm fighting I can push it to stay at 115 I think. A healthy 25-year-old would have a range of 60 to 100 as a normal BPM and 117 to 166 when he is doing strenuous exercises or sports. Experts consider a flight or fight heart rate of 115 to 140 beats per minute optimal for sustaining rapid, coherent thinking and quick reactions. But above 140 bpm, the sympathetic nervous system begins shutting down. At 170 you are in immediate danger. My goal for the future when I have a grown body is to drop my heartbeat at 40 bmp and keep it at 145 to 150 when I'm fighting. I have done extensive research on the subject, and tired to increase my BMP every once in a while to test my limits, but I haven't used it in a fight. This will serve as a good test run. I will keep dodging at the start and copy his movements and then start the real fight. Will our champion finally be beaten or will he prevail? Hajime. Asterisk. Unlike the others, he doesn't rush me, he is observing me. I just realized he hasn't said a word to me, this one might have a brain after all. He slowly starts to close the distance between us. Since he is twice as big as me, and twice as strong, it means he hits harder and his reach is longer. As soon as I am within his range, he goes for a side kick to my thigh. I take a step back. Good, very good, this one might actually be the only real marital artist among the kids. Now that I think about it, he never insulted me when they grouped up against me, and he was kinda on the side, not staying with the others. I put those thoughts aside as I continue to dodge his attacks for a full 3 minutes. Our champion seems to be in a bit of a pinch. I hope he can start fighting for real instead of just running and dodging and show the people our dojo's techniques. I hear the ref/instruct/creep say. That little shit, I'm going to ruin his life later. Why don't you fight me like the rest? He stops and asks me. I think he is a bit peeved. Well, I saw enough, he really showed the best skills I have seen today. Looks like I won't be using the adrenaline rush on this one, won't be worth it, he can tank my hits. I will just tire myself out, I still have 6 kids to beat before I go home. I just smile at him and take a freestyle stance. I can see how confused the kid is, but he is still somewhat on guard. Guess me wreaking 3 kids before him made him cautious. He attacked me with a punch, but I do the unexpected. I grab his wrist, spin and throw him to the ground. Aikido is basically useless unless it's against another Aikido practitioner. I only pulled that off, because he wasn't expecting it and he is still young. Our genius preforms a magnificent Aikido throw on Tetsuya. This is the power of Aikido, and he continues with the bullshit. In my past life it was proven traditional martial arts don't stand a chance against MMA. But since this is an anime world, I will still practice/copy all of them. Then I get rid of what can't be used and make a style suited for myself. Tetsuya stands up. What move is Shinichi going to show us next? Okay, that's it. He keeps bugging me to use the dojo's techniques. Let's see how he likes this. The kid start to get more aggressive with his blows. He got a few in, but then he relaxed and opened his guard. He throws a punch. I grab the clothes on his biceps and shoulder and turn so my back is touching his chest. Time for a judo shoulder throw. I pull his arm downwards and rise hips and slam him hard to the ground. He is stunned from the impact. I don't waste time, I grab the arm, twist, and lock it. He starts crying in pain, and taps the ground. The winner is Shinichi Kodo. With a judo throw. Ha ha ha, his voice sounds so dead, he lost all his motivation for this. The fight was kind of fun, got to try some stuff out, and copied his basic Muay Thai techniques. I can copy from videos but they are too advanced for this body, it's best that I copy moves from kids until I get a little older. The kid stands up, and gives me his hand, says good fight. I was a bit angry when a 5-year-old kid got famous when he has only been doing martial arts for a few months and I have been doing it for 4 years yet no one has heard of me, so I convinced my family to come here from another city. But it seems you deserve your title as a genius. I did not expect that, he is quite the humble kid. I smile and shake his hand. You gave me the best fight I have ever had until now. Do you think you will just leave like this? Wait, after the match, we will exchange contact info. I will be needing a sparring partner of your caliber in the future. He smiles, nods, and goes back to his parents. This kid is definitely a future champion. Like hell I'm losing contact with him. Putting aside that he is a great sparring partner for me, he will be famous for sure once he enters high school competitions. He doesn't have much of a chance to be a hero, but a future Muay Thai or MMA champ is worth keeping in touch with. Word count 1500. Asterisk, begin. I think Hajime sounds better. I want to put in as much Japanese references as possible because I can't use honorifics cause they restricted me for them last time I think. I still don't know exactly why. Yes, I based him on the Capitan form Diamond No Ace. He was a quiet humble guy, he fit the character that I wanted to make. Chapter 11, Kendo and Test Run. Yuuki Tetsuya put quite the fight against Shinichi but he still lost to the genius. Will he stop it with the genius? It's getting annoying and overused, he is overselling it, and it will backfire. Now it's time for the 5th contestant AK. I zone out for the next 3 people, they didn't look interesting and looked like typical bullies, they were completely useless. The 5th, was some idiot who wanted to use kung fu from movies. He didn't even train in any martial arts, he started jumping around and I just kicked him in the face a couple of times and knocked him out. The second one was even worse, he has no idea what he is doing, he just dashes at me and hopes he will hit me. During one of his dashes, I tripped his leg, garbed his head and pulled down, he hit the ground hard. Am I going too far against them? Yes, do I care? No. I'm wasting time that could be used in a productive way. I am not going to get serious, but I ain't dragging things out on purpose. The third one, well, all I'm going to say is neck chop. And 3 more people remain. Will they be able to defeat our champion, or will they lose like the rest? I turn off my hearing just in time to see Bakugo being held back by his parents. Doesn't take a genius to guess what he is saying. The 8th contestant Silva comes up with his head held high. He challenged Shinichi to a kendo match. This will be an interesting match. Silva has 2 years more experience in kendo. There won't be anything useful to copy from him, he is just your average student, at least from what I have seen from my dojo. Plus they only teach the basics and most of the time is spent on traditions, postures and rules. Both of us get into kendo gear, bow and enter our positions by squatting down. The rules of kendo are pretty simple. The goal is to score more point than your opponent. It's a 2 out of 3, a match lasts 5 or 10 minutes, depending on the competition, unless you score 2 points and end it there. You need to land a strike in 4 designated areas: head, torso, wrist, and throat. First to hit any of these gets a ippon or a point. But he has to hit with the right part of the shina, bamboo blade, correct posture, yell out before you hit. And for the last rule, you have to look at the opponent even after you strike, and can't celebrate as it is seen as rude. It was designed to teach kids discipline and respect. The original idea is to keep awareness even after you strike so he doesn't get up and strike back. Anyone who doesn't already do this, well, he deserves to be killed in a fight. Hajime. We raise and I just wait for him. Kids don't have a lot of patience. Most of kendo training in our age is just repetitive practice, and an instructor stands in front of you and blocks your stakes. So I don't expect much from anyone in my age group. Can't wait until I'm old enough. Honestly, when I finish my hormone studies I will try to speed up my growth. And he dashes, I sidestep, yell, and hit him on the head. Ippon, damn it, I hear him mumble. That's 1 point, 1 more and it's over for him. Now he is standing still, and slightly moving his sword. I guess he is trying to feint me. Well, he is terrible at it, and I don't plan on wasting time. I dash at him, I can see his smirk behind the headgear, my brain processes things faster, he goes for my torso, but I stop my dash as soon as I started, yelled, and hit his wrist. Ippon! Winner Shinichi. I bow according to the rules, still hear him cursing. What a great kendo match, now let's move on to the next one. The 9th constant 9-year-old Takashi, a good kickboxer for his age, comes from another city, is here to test if Shinichi is the real deal. He keeps hyping up the crowd but I ignore him. This one is somewhat skilled as well, I didn't expect to meet such potential here. I can finally test the advance. Hey you, Ikoi. Nope, ain't going to waste time listening to children, this one can fight, but is still arrogant. Hajime Krepika starts the fight. I use the advance. I set my heart at 100 BPM to start with, 75 to 115 is the normal for my age, but better be safe than sorry. My heart starts pumping faster, my blood flow increased. The kid starts off with kicks, as usual I dodge all of them, but I'm faster now, same with my reaction speed. I keep on dodging and counter-attacking on his weak spots, I keep front kicking just above his knee, is also known as an oblique kick. Sometimes I don't even kick it, I sidestep him, and deliver a strong punch in the same spot. I kept increasing my advance slowly until it reached 110. I call it advance but it isn't anywhere near that level. It's just the same principle, I'm just testing it out, until I reach high school I won't be using any of my dangerous techniques. Stop running away and fight fairly. He keeps yelling and taunting me, he is almost twice my age, I didn't even bother responding, I just kept doing the same thing. He got angrier and with that more openings appeared for me, seconds to the waist, jabs to his chin, kicks on the legs but mostly on the right knee. After a while, his right knee just stopped working, and he kneeled with it, the match was over, now that he can't move, and his head was lower, I just ended it with a reverse kick to the chin with my soul. Winner Shinichi. I turn off the advance and slowly lower back my BPM, I got tired real fast, I'll log this later, it was a successful test run. We fought for about 3 minutes, my advance was active the whole time, I can feel the strain. That move is no joke, and it's just the beta version, it was within the limit of my body but it is still tearing. Ha 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 ha, see all the losers lost just like I said they will, now it's my turn to show you how it's done. He kept creating firecrackers from his arm. Oh, I'm going to enjoy this. Crushing his dreams and ego will be fun. Keeping the plot intact? What's that? Can you eat it? I don't give a damn about the plot or this world. As long as I have a relaxing life full of luxury and debauchery I'm okay with the world falling to pieces. That's fine, but Bakugo, you do realize this is without quirks, right? The ref informed him. MHA. Why wouldn't I use my quirk? What kind of hero fights without his quirk? Because the losers have weak quirks that can't be used to fight, means that I can't? What kind of stupid rule is that? This is an incredible moment in human history. I am watching how a child is losing brain cells and going back to being a primitive monkey. Devolution at its finest. I have to record this for future studies. Maybe I'll get a reward for my research. A guy can dream. Bakugo, this is a sparring match without the use of quirks, we mentioned this at the start, weren't you listening? Ah, even the creep is left speechless, so it isn't just me who is doubting Bakugo's current intelligence. Heck no, why would I listen to some stupid rules? Heroes fight villains using everything they got. This is pure gold. The name of my thesis will be how the current society makes children stupider. I can work on the name in the future, but it's a good subject that will attract attention. Ha, Bakugo is useful, who knew? Well, you know now, if you use your quirk once I will have to disqualify you. Hey. Katsuki, stop stalling and go, you dragged me here without saying anything, I have to go to work. Mitsuki, Bakugo yells from the crowd. Wow. She is gorgeous, I definitely need to figure out how to bang that in a few years. Okay, after I beat Bakugo black and blue I will go introduce myself. Shut up, you old hag. Bakugo yells back. Stop cursing and go before I spank you and drag you home. He starts to curse under his breath while coming to the designated area. Let the fun begin. Word count 1500. Chapter 12, Bullying the Bully. Bakugo stands opposite of me, head held high, grinning full of confidence. The sad part is he really believes that he will win. Like I didn't just demolish 9 other kids before him, all older than us. Get ready to lose to the future number 1 hero. Ha ha ha. Let's get this over with. Hajime. Bakugo rushes at me with a punch D. I sidestep, put my foot out and trip him. He falls, but does a front roll and avoids landing on his face. Bastard! Stay still. Again like a wild animal, he tries to hit me with stupid wild swings. I just keep dodging and take a look at the crowd. The other kids look at him like an idiot. Bakugo talked a lot of game, but now they realized that most of them can kick his ass to UA and back. I try to end it with a chop to the neck but he ducks. Damn, even as a kid, he still has crazy instincts. Ha, you need to do better than that, he says looking so smug, like he achieved something great. I don't have the words. Now stand still and die. He goes for a punch again. This time I actually stand still. As soon as the punch comes near me, I slap away his arm and do a palm strike to the diaphragm, which knocks the air out from his lungs. Gah, he loses the air in his lungs and collapses on his knees. Just a bit more and he will go berserk. As a kid his patience and self-control should be close zero. So this is the future number one? I am not impressed. Pick another career, kid. You won't be a good hero, I mock him, but I say it so only he can hear it. But sadly it's true, he won't go far as a hero. He would make a great demolition expert though. Shut up. I won't lose. He stands up and telegraphs a swing with his arm again. I wanted to use the opening he made with that wild swing, but I see the look in his eyes, cross my hands in front of my face and jump backwards. Just as I do that he uses his quirk with the swing. Boom, the crowd stands up and gasps. He uses his quirk to create a small explosion. My clothes are a bit singed but I am otherwise unharmed. The attack had a lot of smoke but not force. I honestly didn't expect him to be able to do this much. He did have a year and a half to get to this level, so I'm not that surprised. He is a talented kid despite his attitude. The crowd is speechless, everyone except his mother. She is red in rage and looks like she is about to go and kill him. Bakugo is disqualified. Winner Shinichi. The creepy instructor and acting referee says with glee, guess he had a grudge that Bakugo left the dojo and insulted them. The look on Bakugo's face is pure despair. He is a 5-year-old, this will probably be on his mind for a long time. Shinichi, are you alright? My mother comes and keeps checking for injuries. I'm fine. Just some scratches. This gives me an idea. Increased regeneration. It's impossible to be used in battle, but I think I can use it for the aftermath, when I'm laying down, to code it so all my energy will be used to speed up the healing process. Yosh, another good plan for the future. I'm going to be such a beast. By the time I enter high school. I look at Bakugo who is getting his ear pulled by his hot mother. How could you be so stupid? They said no using your quirk. You are grounded, mister. And no using your quirk for a month. You will learn how to be responsible. I highly doubt that. Bakugo won't change a bit. His mother definitely did the same when Bakugo was young and look how he turned out in the show. This is definitely an embarrassing moment for her. Her idiot son embarrassed her in front of a crowd. Ah, here she comes. I am so sorry for what my son did. She bows down a little, and her hand is on Bakugo's head forcing him to bow too. Before my mom has a chance to say anything I beat her to it. It's no problem, Ms. Bakugo, but he needs to be careful otherwise he will hurt somebody if he keeps acting like that, I say with a polite smile. First impressions are everything and since I'm planning on banging that, it's even more important. Oh my, what a polite child, you are totally different than when you are fighting, which was very impressive for a boy your age. Then she turns to Bakugo and smacks him. Katsuki, why can't you be like that? That seems to snap him out of it. He has been avoiding reality until now. Huh? Don't hit me, shitty old hag, why would I be like this sissy? He only runs away. Wow, how did this kid even learn those words? Bakugo, you shouldn't talk like that to your mother. First, it isn't polite, and second, she is your mother, you should never call her names. I say it in the most polite way I can, my face is probably sparkling. You don't tell me, wah. His mother smacks him again. Katsuki, that's enough out of you. Shinichi, you are welcome to come visit anytime you would like. You'd be a good influence for this stupid son of mine. She smiles at me then grabs Bakugo by the ear. Oh, I'm definitely visiting when I'm older. Now let's go, your father will be very disappointed in you once he hears about this. Ms. Bakugo pulls him away. Ouch, stupid hag, ow, stop pulling, ow. I'm not going to lie, this is very entertaining. Ahem, the stupid ref again, what does he want now? This has been very exciting, and Shinichi remains undefeated. If he is up for it, our dojo would love to do more events like this. He turns to me and so does the crowd expecting an answer. Okay, this has gone long enough, he is a dead man, he will find himself in a very bad situation in the next few days. I tilt my head acting like a cute kid. I'll tell you next time, I'm tired now, so I'm going home. Bye. I say my piece, grab my mom's arm and run to the exit. With him looking speechless that I stranded him there. Word count 1125. A/N I can't exactly make the fights any better since they are 5 to 10-year-olds right now. Plus I didn't consider Bakugo important enough to actually make his fight better. Once the MC gets old enough, then the real stuff will happen. I want him to be extremely proficient in fighting, that means martial arts, swords, knives, even street fighting. I want him to be 2 to 3 levels above Stain, levels in fighting, like ranks. So when the plot comes along, he can just casually destroy everyone and their so-called great quirks. Deku the Wimp will have a mental breakdown when he loses with Ofa to a quirkless fighter. MHA. Chapter 13, Aftermath. I exchanged contact info with Yuaki as soon as I left the dojo. Then I went home, took a nice shower and jumped on my fluffy bed. This is heaven, and I fell asleep for 12 hours. When I woke up I was feeling lazy, so I went back to sleep another 4. General POV. While Shinichi was sleeping blissfully, the news of his fight has reached the whole city. It's rare that someone of his age shows so much talent. A lot of people reached out to him offering various things and deals. The public was eating up all the things that were written about him. Mob1 him once a century martial genius, defeated 10 kids in a row all older than him. Cute girl, wow, he is so cute. Her friend, let's go see him the next time he fights. Mob group, what do you say? Let's go watch him next time. Yeah, sure. Everybody in Musada 4 knew his name and his title, the Rising Star. It was quite fitting, the Rising Star of martial arts. Everybody was impressed, even the villains, everybody except the Hero Society. Mob Hero, such a shame he has a useless quirk, I would have taken him as a sidekick. Mob Hero2, do you think he would be willing to take a desk job in my agency in the future? And on, all heroes looked down on him because he had a weak quirk. Ironically, people noticed Bakugo and Yuaki. One because of his potential and explosion quirk, and the other for his martial arts and strength quirk. That's just the way the world works, the winner doesn't necessarily mean that he will succeed in the end. How little did they know. MC POV, Day 265, Fight Day was yesterday. Hey, that was a great nap. Nap? My mother screams into my ears. You call this a nap? You slept for 16 hours. It's 1 p.m. Calm down, I was tired, plus I'm fine now, aren't I? I just smile back at her, now that I know I can act my unusual self within certain limits, of course. I'm not going back to acting like a kid, this way it will just be a genius thing and people will leave it alone. She just sighs and shakes her head. What am I going to do with you? You will make me pizza. I tilt my head cutely and ask with puppy dog eyes. She chops my head. Ugh, damn, that hurt. Stop acting so nice, I saw the way you fought, why did you hold back on us? She looks at me sternly and stares down on me. Well. Shit. Now how do I get out of this one? Looks like it's time for the emergency code. I thought you wouldn't like me if I didn't act like a kid. Crocodile tears start streaming down my cheeks. God, I love my quirk, maybe I should consider an acting career as well, everybody wants to meet an actor, right? She quickly hugged me. Oh silly, you are our son, we will love you regardless, but you should have told us, I could have bragged to the other housewives that my son is a genius much earlier if you did. I sweat dropped at that. I promise I won't do it again. Yeah, right, like I'll keep that promise. Then it's fine, but if you want pizza you are going to have to help. She seems so smug saying that. Okay, I'll help, but I decide on the toppings for my pizza. I'm completely fine with that. There is no better pizza than the one you make yourself to your own liking. One cooking montage later, Shokuchiki no Soma style. Oh my, you are such a good boy, that looks great, she says as she pats my head. What can I say, I'm a genius. I look up to her with the smuggest face I can make. Yes, you're my little genius, she says sarcastically. Oh yeah, before I forget. Mom, do we get money from the dojo for what I did? I fought like those people on TV, right? They get money when people watch them. Just a little spark. A good mother like her won't let her child's efforts be unrewarded. Your sensei/instructor didn't mention this. She takes a thinking pose. This woman. He said that I will bring more people to the dojo, and wanted to use me for promotion. Oh, did he now? She smiles darkly. Shin-chan, wait here, mommy is going to call a close friend of hers to fix this, and she walks away to make a call, probably to her lawyer friend. Well, let's tap that call. Wiretap code copied from the internet. I had to manually look through every line of code for each new thing I copy from the net so it doesn't screw me over. But it's worth it in the end. PRRRRRRRPRRRRRR. Hello. A voice answers. Hi Eri, it's me, my mom says in a sing-song voice. Of course it's you, no one else answers the phone like that, she sighs. So her name is Eri, I may or may not have met her, I can't remember. I usually ignore and forget the guests that my parents bring home. My mother is a social butterfly, how can a person have so many friends is beyond me. I keep track of the cousins and people who have good positions, but for the life of me I can't remember any lawyers. So what's wrong? You are calling on my business number, who is getting sued? Well, one of the instructors in my son's dojo is trying to make profit of him, marketing and setting up things in his name, without me knowing. Eri's voice on the phone turns cold. Oh, someone is trying to take advantage of Shin-chan's newfound fame. Well, we can't have that, I will sue him for everything he owns. Wow, she is no pushover, I like her already. This is great actually, I have been meaning to come visit you but I have been swarmed with work, so you're the one that comes to visit me. I can finally meet Shinichi in person, we can make it a play date, I'll bring my kid too. That's great, what do you say about 3 days from now? My mother was getting excited. Sure, I can't wait. See you soon. Bye Eri. My mother ends the call with a smile. A/N. Asterisk true story, been there done that. Asterisk this is so true, store-bought or restaurant pizza is nothing compared to what I make for myself. I make it exactly according to my tastes. Chan just sounds better on kids, let's see what they do. I know for a fact that Akiken 40 uses Japanese honorific like Chan, San. I launched my Pat Rayon today, alcoholic_panda, it still isn't ready yet, working on the advanced chapters, I'll let you know when they are ready, so if you want to support me please go there. Beer mug panda face. Chapter 14, Future Plans. Ake Aaron, thank you for becoming my first Pat Rayon. Aaron K, thank you for becoming my Pat Rayon. NL Evolved Knight, thank you for becoming my Pat Rayon. It really does mean a lot to me. The Pat Rayon isn't ready yet but you still donated, I will hurry up with the advanced chapters, for now I have posted drafts from my unpublished fanfics. There should be ch1 from 5 other unseen FICS. BTW the FICS are HP, Muggleborn Sorcerer, Criminal Empire Building, Born with Nothing, Rising to the Top, Bad but Not Evil MC. MHA, Killua's Revenge, it's been done a lot of times, and they dropped it or screwed it up, wanted to make a good one. DXD, Gamer Sora, or True Gamer. Sora from No Game No Life. OP, Blood Peace, Blood, Gore, Conquest, Chaotic Good Rebel. DXD, Necromancy System, this one will be kind of fooped up, but whatever. Just drafts about the first chapters, I'll change the title on a few of them. Someone asked my for Discord GG/CPDW hi URJ remove the empty spaces. Selective voice muting code. Done. Yes. Begone annoying retards. You can't affect my sanity anymore. Ha ha ha. This is good, slowly but surely I'm making very useful codes. At this point might as well call them skills. Yeah, that sounds better. Let's go through the skill list. Increase and decrease in sight, hearing, and smell. Marionette. Heart manipulation, lowering and increasing the BPM equals advance. Basic photographic reflexes, can't do real time yet, has to scan a video first then copy. Wiretap. Selective voice muting. Good enough considering I'm still 5 years old, there is a lot of time for improvement though that is based on my studies. I make a lot of progress each day, I can remember everything, hell I have the books in my head. But understanding it is different, that takes up most of my time. As my physical exercises. I am focused on my legs and stamina. That's all I can do at this age. That means running, stretching, and leg exercises like Hindu squats, jumping jacks and others. People have jumped their own height or very close to that. I remember a guy jumped 170 cm/67 inches in a box jump. So that will be my goal as well. It should help a lot with Jeppo if I can jump properly before I try out the Rokushiki. A/N check it out, it's freaking insane, the dude is Chris Spell, he set a record. Hopefully I will be able to use the 3 Rokushiki that focus on the legs in a few more years. My body is holding me back. Sigh. I can't do any real training without messing up my body, and I'm not sapid enough to rush and possibly ruin my potential. I need to be at least 10 to 11 years old to start any real training, my body can handle the strain at that age. For now all I can do is keep notes on what to train in. I have a few ideas that can be done right now. Breathing exercises from Demon Slayer and any martial arts anime for that matter. The way you breathe is very important, I will try to find the best method for myself. Martial arts from various anime and manga, the most interesting are from Kengan Ashura and Omega. I can start training the basics on some of them like Rakshas's palm. The beginner training for that is twisting your palm in a barrel filled with water. The Kurei clan's removal is very useful, it's a totally different principle than the advance. The removal it is the ability to consciously remove the brain's limits on an individual's muscular strength output. As such, while regular humans are naturally unable to access more than *60% of their body's muscular strength, the Kurei clan through its special selective breeding through generations is able to do it, without any repercussions. That doesn't mean that it can't be used by others. The technique can be used by almost anyone, but the damage that it will leave is severe and even fatal. But I can just code my body, so I should be able to make this very soon. *A/N on the wiki it said 30%, that's bullshit. Normal people use 40 to 50%, 60% if they warm up, and top tier athletes can go up to 80%. They also mention latent power, so 30% of latent power instead of muscular strength. I can work with that, I might change it to latent power later on. Now for future ideas. Fighting. Rokushiki. Water crushing fist and whirlwind iron cutting fist. I'm still unsure on what basis Bang's martial art works, but his brother's bombs is very similar to Renkyaku in that it creates cutting winds. Pink muscles are also a good idea, impossible to do in my old world, but here there is a possibility I will have to try it when my body can handle it. Sigh again, my own body is holding back my progress. *N just an idea, not sure that I'll do it. Nico style has proven stronger than most in the Kengan world, recreating it won't be a bad idea, but it will take time. Blast Core Wakatuki. Dragon Shot Kano Agito. Both from Kengan. Blast Core is tightening yourself like a spring, and exploding all that power. Dragon Shot is basically a 1-inch punch done perfectly. Adam Dually, extremely well devolved trunk muscles, he can do a lot of unorthodox moves. Wakatuchi 52 times the muscle density. Now for my sword techniques. I will make my own style in this as well. Staying true to one school is not smart or my style. Off the top of my head about styles and techniques, Zoro, Kenshin, Ragnarok sword guy, B from Naruto with his 8 swords. Mihawk is OP as fuck, but not a lot of it is shown in the manga, he just has that high of a mastery that every move of his is devastating. Image training simulation. This one is a must, but very tricky and difficult to make. It will take a lot of my time, and my programming skills are not that good yet. I want to be able to simulate opponents in my head and fight against them to polish my skills. There is one last important long-term plan. The human body can only use 10% of the brain's potential. Dolphins can use 20%. I want to be able to use 100% of my brain's capacity. That will take the most time from all of my projects. I messed with my neurons for the basic photographic reflexes, but this is directly messing with the brain, a single slip up and it's game over. That's why I'm not doing it unless I'm completely sure it will work. *N the 10% isn't true, I'm basing this from the movie Lucy. What can I say, I like Scarlett Johansson. Now for my plans regarding the world. My fame is slowly spreading. In 2 to 3 years I should be getting some offers for tournaments and matches. No one is stupid enough to set up a fight with a 5-year-old. Except my instructor, it's suicide, the public will destroy the people who set up that fight, I think. I'm not exactly sure, but allowing a 5-year-old to fight all the time is wrong no matter how you look at it, and if they make a lot of money from me it's child labor. So they will wait a few years for that to happen. I am already recognized as a martial genius, even if it's only local for now, that will simply spread with time. I will be starting elementary school soon, there I will show off my academic knowledge. I also want to publicize that I know a lot about programming and biology. I will get closer to people who excel in their fields and copy their research. Yeah, this looks good enough for now. Now back to training. Word count 1100. Without a/n. Chapter 15, Guests in Shock. Day 268, 3 days later. Shin-chan, are you ready? Did you clean your room? Sigh, I get why every mother is like this. Impressions are important. If your house/room is clean and you are a bit dressed up, it leaves a better impression. But that doesn't mean it annoys me any less. She better be one hell of a lawyer. Ding. Ah, they're here. She claps her hands. Next thing I know, my mother is rushing to the door. Ariane-chan, she envelops the woman in a big hug and they almost fall down. I get this just by the sounds I'm hearing. Chisaki, calm down, act your age. I hear the lawyer scolds my mother. Sigh, let's get this over with. I start making my way to the door. But I haven't seen Ari-chan in a while, my mother said while pouting. Sometimes I wonder which of us is the child. As soon as my mother moves, I get a good look at our guests and got the shock of my life. Ari-chan is a fairly tall and light-skinned woman. She has long and wavy brown hair reaching her lower back with shorter bangs framing the sides of her face, most of which she keeps done up in a bun. She has a slender yet very curvaceous in build and she is very beautiful. Most importantly, she is a character from Detective Conan and behind her is a young Mori Ran. What the hell are they doing in the MHA world? Ah, this must be Shinichi. Hello, I'm Mori, Kisaki, Ari, and this is my daughter Mori Ran. Ran-chan, say hello. A little girl hiding behind her sticks her head out and says hello shyly. I snap back into reality. I can deal with this later, now I need to make a good first impression. Hello, nice to meet you, my name is Shinichi Kodo, welcome to our house, I say with a little polite bow. Ara, you have such a polite kid. Chisaki, he must take after his father, he isn't anything like you. Ah, shots fired. Ari-chan, don't be so mean, you know my husband's personality. Shin-chan is just different than us. Again with the pouting, if it wasn't for my quirk, I would think I was switched with another baby at the hospital. Mom, how about we let the guests sit down first, then you can catch up there instead of smothering her the hallway. I mess with her as well, because why not? Tears start forming in her eyes. Dear Shin-chan and Ari-chan are bullying me. And she runs to Dad. She is a disgrace for everyone who calls themselves an adult, but it is fun to watch. Ignore her, let's go sit down. I just wave my hand and lead them to the living room. How long have you known my mum, Ari-san? Well, we went to high school together and were best friends from even then, it's just that I have been very busy lately, stupid villains and stupid heroes messing up private property, I have been swarmed with work. Oh, and what's with the Ari-san? It doesn't look like she minds and is just curious. I prefer to call people by their name, it's much more direct, plus there are two of you here, should I call both of you Mori-san? I say offhandedly. You are much more mature than what your mother has told me. I used to think Ran was quite mature for her age even if she is shy, but compared to you I guess she isn't. Comparing others to me isn't really fair, my quirk made me a lot more mature, plus I'm a genius so it's not that surprising. Blame it on the quirk, people are going to accept that outcome quite easily compared to other explanations. Yes, you have been the talk of the city, I have been hearing a lot about you ever since we have arrived. Fighting 10 kids in a row, and almost all of them were much older than you. That was very impressive. She praises. Thank you for your praise, Ari-san. I do another small polite bow. Oh Ari, we haven't seen each other in quite a while, how have you been? My father enters the room, dragging my mother who was hugging his waist and not letting go like a child. I have been good. *Ryuanosuk, a bit swarmed with work as usual. How about you? As expected from Mom's bestie, she is completely ignoring Mom's sulking. Maybe her existence too until she gets back to normal. Now if Chisaki would like to stop sulking like a child so we can tell you why we need your help in the first place. My dad sighs while he tries to get my mother off him. Moo, everybody is bullying me today. My mother stomps the ground and I face palm. Ahem. We found out that one of the instructors in Shinichi's dojo was using him and his reputation go gather people and money to the dojo. Shinichi told us that he wanted to make more events like last time, and to take pictures of him and use him as a poster boy. My dad explains. I see, and you didn't know anything about this until Shinichi told you. Well, that's definitely illegal, and if I gather enough evidence he will have to pay a huge fine. Ari tells my parents with a smile. Oh right, my blackmail file on him. Let's see, I use my quirk on her telephone, and get her number and email address. Tomorrow she will find an email containing blackmail material against the instructor from an anonymous source. I said I will make his life a living hell, the things in that file will make this case so much worse for him, and with Aries' sense of justice she will definitely get him. A/N the MC's mother is now Chisaki Kodo, Quirk, it's some quirk about programming, can't decide since everything I think of sounds stupid, and I didn't care enough about his parents to make them more detailed. Asterisk the father's name is derived from Ryu Unosuke Akasaka from Sakurasu no Pet na Kanacho. Akasaka was the programmer. Akasaka is the first name, right? It should be that way. Family name first name second. I am confused because both his names sound like family names. Never mind, Ryu Unosuke was the first name. Man, it was a pain to find. I'm confused. Chapter 16, Headlines. Day 275, 1 week later. I'm watching the news about my instructor. His trial is over, he has to pay a huge fine, was fired from his job, and his teaching license was suspended. Well, she works fast, I'll give her that. In 1 week she absolutely destroyed him, my blackmail file wasn't even needed, that was just the icing on the cake. Eri came over a few times with her daughter, mostly to talk about the procedure for the trial. And they left Eri's kid, ran to play with me, and since I didn't want to entertain a child, I just took her to the toys section and I found Lego blocks. Since I have been working hard lately, I decided to relax a bit and started building something out of Legos with Ran as my helper. One thing that will never go out of style even for adults, is Lego blocks. I may have gone a bit overboard since now I'm looking at a huge Lego ship with a Jolly Roger filled with all kinds of animals. I saw the animals in the toys and decided to build Noah's Ark pirate version. Don't know why though. Damn, I'm good. This was fun, I should do it again sometime. Ran is such nice kid, doesn't whine or ask too many questions. I don't mind her being my childhood friend, she is quiet and does her own thing. Actually, she is the perfect candidate for that position. She will serve as a good shield for all the other walking germ infestations. Anyway, now that the creepy instructor is fired, all the others are on edge but still teach me anything I want if fear of being sued by me. Guess as a lawyer Eri is very famous. My name spread even further. Random rumors started, from my talent was so great that the instructor got jealous and tried to sabotage me or my fights were set up in some way. I didn't care at all, what's important, people are talking about me. The dojo came to my parents with an offer for a few sparring sessions, and they accepted. The people of this world are very strange, I'm 5.5 in a few months, and I'm participating in sparring matches, that's a nice way to say it, don't you think? Are those kids fighting in a ring? / what? No, it's just a sparring match. Idiots all of them. Whatever, it serves to my purpose so I won't say a damn thing. I have another sparring match set up. Some kid named Hideki, 11 years old, supposedly a boxer, is my first opponent. Doesn't matter what he is, even if he is somehow stronger and better than me I still won't lose, I'll just tie the match. 5-year-old kid tied in a fight versus an 11-year-old. I win or I tie the match, either way I'm still the winner in the end, the public will just eat it up. I can already hear the cringy headlines, the genius strikes again. Or something else along those lines. I'll stay in the dojo for a few more months, I have filmed most of the skills of the instructors, they spar in front of the new students to impress them. They make it so easy. I'll stay and ask for a spar or some guidance and force them to use some of the better techniques they haven't shown. There is no way I will win, they are full-grown adults, it's not even funny how outclassed I am right now. But I never play fair, I'll force them to use them one way or another. Then when I'm absolutely sure I got everything I can from them, I'll ditch them. Ha 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 ha, I just realized I sound like a gold-digging bitch. Time to write today's entry. Day 275. Today, just like the past week, has been unsuccessful with my experiments. But I have gotten used to this from my previous experiments, every failure means one step closer to success. Other than that, this week has been dreadfully boring and my only source of entertainment has surprisingly proven to be my Lego builds, and they, strange as it seems, have gathered a lot of likes on my mother's social media account. I check it regularly with my Quirk to ensure no embarrassing photos are posted, and the rest I don't care about, most of them are me studying, training or playing. There has been a match set up in 6 months, a small tournament actually, everything will be filmed. There will be a lot more people than last time, I can only assume the fights on TV that people have been seeing since childhood has changed their perspective, children fighting in matches doesn't seem strange to them in any way. Tetsuya will be coming as well, so at least I can expect some fun from him. /Nuaki Tetsuya, the Muay Thai kid with the strength quirk. Truly a strange and fooped up world. If people's perspective have been influenced so much, I will have to make some changes to the way I approach them. Me entering the political and economic sector will have to be done even more carefully than I planned. Shin-chan. Time for bed. My thoughts are interrupted by my airhead mother. Sigh. She lets me fight other kids but I have a bedtime curfew. Not that it matters, I just code until I get tired. Coding and studying in your head has these advantages. That's probably the single main reason for my fast progress. I do it all the time, every day until I drop. Shin-chan, don't make me say it again. Sigh, annoying woman. Yeah, I'm going. I just drag myself to bed. I need to speed up my studies. I need to code my genes and cells next. Increased recovery and something like C-Makikan/life return will be useful, even the most basic version of it. Such a shame my body isn't ready for the full techniques. Even if I develop them fully, I can't really test them yet. One very important thing I want to change is my growth rate. Let's say it's set to 1 right now, I will change it to 1.5 and change it to 2.5% for a month or two before toning it back to 1.5, that way I will grow up faster and reach the body I want. It might bring some unwanted attention but it's not that difficult to explain. In Class A there were a few tall and buff teens that looked like adults. Ida, Sugar Lips, and the Tentacle Guy. But messing with my genes can result in disastrous consequences. I could end up as Quasimodo the Hunchback if I'm careless. So that will have to wait a while. Sigh, so many things to do, but can't yet. They either need more time, or need a grown body to be done. C'est la vie. Word count 1200. A/N c'est la vie means such is life or that's life. There is nothing that could be changed or done. The expression c'est la vie is mostly used to downplay your sense of disappointment. Chapter 17, 6 months time skip. Day 305, 275 was last chap, first month. It has been a month since the announcement of the tournament. And yet again I'm stumped by the thinking of the people here. It has received a lot of support. In a way this tournament can be used to find out promising youths that could become great heroes if their quirks are good enough. And since it doesn't cost the organizers a lot and in return they find potential recruits, it was an easy decision. Apparently I made some big waves with my 10 vs 1 stunt. Even if by their standards I'm not qualified to be a hero. It even did its thing and found a hidden gem me for the martial arts community. They want to find out more hidden potential amongst the children, so there will be quite a few of these, and a simple prize reward and trophy to keep the kids happy. My studies have progressed steadily over the past month. But my experiments are still going at a slow pace because of the constant failures in my security measures. Making a simulation in my head of what will happen if I do this takes a lot out of me. It consumes a lot of stamina. The quirk is like a muscle but mine is connected to my mind, so not only do I run on mental but also physical stamina. Day 335, second month. I have made some progress with the removal, I still don't dare to use it. I did test if I can use up to 5% of my latent power, without messing anything up. My veins just bulged up a bit just like when I used the advance and it worked like it should, so I stopped at that point for now. It would be retarded to try these things when my body obviously can't handle them. All I am doing now is paving the road for the future. I can proudly say, my foundations are the best in the world. My family is sort of well off, so I don't have to worry about food shortage. The more I eat the stronger I will eventually grow, and since I won't stop working out, all that protein, carbs, will go into my growth and my muscles. Asterisk day 365, third month. Today marks my third month, this one was used to mainly practice my technomancy. Even though I say it like that, it was mostly me moving the toys that can be moved. Toy cars, robots, and when my parents were out of the house, I would manipulate the lights, TV, radio, everything I can get my hands on. But I didn't touch their computers. Compared to my parents, I'm an amateur in programming. I might leave some trail that would get me found out. And if I am found, they could place several restrictions that I just can't get around at my current age. They can just forbid me from training or eating too much, on the excuse that's unhealthy. That would lead to all sorts of problems, so I'm not crossing that line yet. Day 395, 4th month, asterisk, day 30, Y1 or Y2, M1D30. At the start of this month my studies have progressed to the point where I could begin with the simulation and calculation of my DNA, cells, and hormones. My goals in this were increasing my growth rate and C-Makikan. The first one is self-explanatory, C-Makikan is form 1 piece, it's a technique that grants the user complete control over all of their body parts and bodily functions. That means increased metabolism to digest food faster, increased healing, smoother movement of limbs, even manipulating your hair. If I recreate it completely, it will not only give me new abilities but boost my old ones. Marionette, for example, is when I move my body through code. With Kicken it will be much smoother. But imagining it is one thing and recreating it is another thing altogether. Estimated time until basic version is completed 1 year. DAY426, 5th month, Y2, day 61. Tetsuya came to visit me. He wanted some actual sparring before the tournament began. He is the only kid I actually like, mostly because of his honest and mature personality. I actually tested both the advance and removal together. Thus Divine Demon was born. The really weak version. 5% removal and a 105 BPM advance. Coding it was quite easy since I already have finished both of them previously. Tetsuya was quite surprised when he saw my veins bulge a bit. I told him it was secret technique I made with my quirk and to keep my trump card a secret. He was so excited that he used his quirk as well. His strength quirk boosts his power by 30%, and it goes on his stamina. I had a great time together with him, we tied a lot of the fights, he got even better. I was right about this kid, he is definitely a future champ. Day 456, 6th month, Y2, day 91. My 6th birthday is in 3 months, I grew quite a lot without actually messing with my genes, the training and eating I do every day is paying off. I currently am 120.7 centimeters high and weigh 24.4 kilograms, quite a bit more than the average 6-year-old, 115.7 centimeters, 20.8 kilograms. And I'm very flexible and fast on my feet. I'm looking forward to this tournament. I want to see where I stand currently in this world among the younger generation. I will most likely win, and everyone in the country will see it, if what the articles are saying is true. The villain attacks have increased, so the government decided to show the potential of the children instead of teens like the UA festival. Trying to give people false hope. That is fine with me, quite the lucky situation. I'll become a countrywide celebrity in one swift move. What should have taken me years will be accomplished in a day, just because they wanted to keep this stupid system standing. In my eyes, the current system is standing on glass pillars, that are slowly cracking. They may try to patch them up with moves like this, but it won't last forever. It will be interesting to see the new age that will happen once the dust settles after the chaos. Shin-chan, go to bed, you have a match tomorrow. I'm going, don't take it out your nervousness at me, I just mute her and go to sleep. I let out a relaxed sigh before I start falling asleep. The muting code is definitely one of the best things I have created. ZZZZZZ. Asterisk, A/N. It's been a year since he started this journal. He started when he was 4.5. So he is 5.5 now. Asterisk, this needs to be changed. I like the first one, it goes like usual day 1 to 365, and the years passed. Second one is just year 2, which month and day, like a calendar. Chapter 18, Mini Gladiators. Mini Gladiator Tournament. Wow. Just wow. Who was the idiot that chose the name? Mini Gladiators, mini fighting slaves. Really? You couldn't pick anything else, mini champions, mini tournament. Someone is getting fired after this. It might be hyped now. But when kids start getting broken bones and start to bleed, then the public will probably wake up. As I enter the venue, I can't help but notice that there are a lot more people here than I expected. People came to watch children fight. That's it, it's not some sort of festival like UA where there are obstacle courses and similar games. This is just straight up martial arts with kids. If I were to be invited in this as an adult, there is no way I would show up, I'd die of boredom. My family sends me off to go with the other contestants. This tournament is invite only, so I might allow myself a little hope that there will be interesting kids here to fight. I like the handicap I have, all older, taller and more muscular than me. That makes me rely and polish my skills. I'm hoping that I KO All Might one day. That would be funny to see. Be careful, son, my dad just puts his hand on my shoulder as support. Good luck, Shin-chan. We turn around to see my mother waving a big flag with the words Shin-chan is the best. Both of us facepalm when we saw her. Then I look closer, I see Eri and Ran next to her. Eri has her hand on her face, and Ran is waving small hand flags with my name on them. I'll be going now, my father nods and Mentalis prepares himself to the attention he will receive by sitting next to my mother. Scene change. There are a lot more kids here, and the ages are all 9 to 13, I'm the only one here, that's under 9. I guess I should be flattered. Though it might be an attempt to slow down my fame, teach the new kid a lesson and some humility I guess. Oh, this will be so embarrassing for the tournament creators. Usually there are 3 people picked that are almost a sure win, and one those will get all the attention and be used for promotions and stuff like that once he wins. Well, that's not going to happen. Yo Tetsuya, how have you been? I waved to him. Shinichi. I have been fine. You? He says with a stoic face, but I know him well enough to spot the smile there. I'm good, this is much better than what I expected, bigger crowd and contestants. He nods. My first opponent is a boxer. Yours? Karate, a man of few words, one of the reasons I like this kid, sucks at shogi though. Contestants, it's time to take the pictures and to pick lots. Ha ha ha, pick lots, they informed us who we are going to fight months ago, no one wants to watch a boring match, it's also stated in the contract not to tell anyone. They weren't sure about me since I'm too young and I might tell somebody. One conversation with me and I made the team that was responsible for this fell like idiots. We go outside and line up. The crowd was cheering and pictures were being taken. Just smile and wave, boys, smile and wave, I say to the rest. Some look at me weirdly but did as I said. After a few minutes they announced that the drawing of the lots will happen. The box was already on the table. They went one after another and pulled out a ball with a number, DBZ style XD. When it was my turn I put my hand in the box only to find it empty, then through pipes and air, the ball was shot in my hand through the hole in the bottom. I picked up the ball and it showed number 7. That means the boxing kid will be number 8. I go to the side and the lots continue, and the boxing kid did pull out number 8. When contestant 16 pulled out the last ball with the number 4, we were done. Ladies and gentlemen, now that the lots are done, the tournament can begin. Kin number 1 and 2 please enter the fighting arena. I look at the fight for a few seconds to check on what level they are, if it's worth copying I'll watch, if not I'm just watching videos on the internet in my head. I love this part about my quirk, I can cheat and slack off all I want. I came back to reality when it was Tetsuya's turn. He is 10 right now and was up against a 12-year-old kid who practices full contact karate. They forgot to mention that detail to him, faking morons, they are corrupt or just plain stupid. Full contact karate, as the name suggests, focuses mostly all their attacks at closer range than regular karate, and it's a lot more violent. Whatever, it will be a challenge for Tetsuya. A year or 2 makes a big difference when you're a child, because they grow at a fast rate. A year is easily noticeable, usually by height. This fight was actually interesting. This kid is good for his age, he must be one of the sure win contestants that people bet on behind the scenes. Yuaki is having a tough time. Full contact karate has a less range than most martial arts, it's just about the range of a fist, but sometimes that's all you need. But since this guy is older than Tetsuya by 2 years, he doesn't have to worry about that. Now let's see what will happen. The fight actually went on for 5 minutes, until Tetsuya did something totally unexpected. The little shit switched to boxing and laid out a lot of hard strikes to the face. His opponent was caught off guard and got KO'd. That little shit kept it a secret during our spars, and now he has a small shit-eating grin while looking at me. He just pulled AJ Long. I'm going to smack the little twerp later. Word count 1050. A/NJ Long Wongsawat first mastered Muay Thai, then switched to boxing. He is one of the stronger people in the Kengan verse. MC won't get the attention of the League of Villains this early. The reason is simple, it's because he doesn't have a strong quirk. And he belongs in the light. Usually desperate people join them, or people with dark pasts that want revenge. They forcefully recruit people with large potential for destruction. Bakugo. MC is just a protege at martial arts, one with a weak quirk, hence he is useless in their fight against lots of heroes. All of the fights up to now have been one-on-one. Chapter 19, 10 seconds. After that match I met Tetsuya. Were you surprised? He has the tiniest grin that just pisses me off, so fucking much. I'm going to kick your ass later for that. You have been holding back on me, and when did you even start with boxing? Those were not the moves of an amateur boxer. Last time when you showed me your secret technique that allowed you to fight with me even with my quirk active, I decided I needed something more. So I started boxing, and it strangely came easy to me. I mean, Muay Thai has strikes with the fists, but we mostly focus on our elbows and knees. Boxing was different but easy at the same time. Fucking boxing protege, who the fuck knew? This kid really is something special. Ha 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 ha, I can't wait to fight you, but don't think you can win against me with just that Tetsuya. He nods. I know you were holding back when we were sparring, it's just your style, you will probably win this thing. I was taken aback by that. I'm not stupid, Shinichi, you're a lot younger than me, yet I feel that you're the older one, it's the way you act and move, it gives you away. You have absolute confidence in yourself, a normal kid your age would be nervous on this stage and you're going to fight kids a lot older than you. Yet you look like you are taking a walk in the park, honestly it pisses me off. 5 years older and I'm still weaker than you. That's right, this kid saw through me the first time we meet too. Then the answer is simple, get stronger. Age, sex, quirk, those mean nothing in a real fight. The one who is stronger will win, it's that simple. Think about my words, Tetsuya, I say, and I walk away to get ready for my fight. Me getting ready usually means watching funny videos in my head. God, I love this quirk. Kodo-kun, it's your turn. A cute intern snaps me back to reality, her looks almost make it worth it. I was just at the epic parts of the video, and now I'm annoyed they couldn't wait 5 more minutes. I was watching a Minecraft video from before the age of the quirks. A guy named Dream, he makes amusing videos, and I couldn't see how he survives. I'm very annoyed now. I look at her, don't touch my snacks, I'll be back in a minute, and leave for the stage. I need to get this over with so I can go back to watching Manhunt 5 Hunters finale. Arrogant kid. I'll be back in a minute. Yeah right, I hear her talking behind my back with my increased hearing. The announcer jumps up on the stage. And now? It's time for our local celebrity. At 5 years old he defeated everybody in his dojo, in karate, aikido, and kendo. Seeking his position, kids from other cities, dojos, and gyms challenged him. He remained indifferent to their taunts and accepted. All 10 kids except one were 7 to 10 years old, and all of them lost. Now he is up against his oldest opponent yet, 12-year-old Hideki. Shinichi will be turning 6 soon. Will he be able to defeat his opponent who is twice his age and is one of the best boxers in his gym? Both of us enter the stage. Well, the hype man is doing his job. They are setting me up to fall. No normal person will think that Hideki will lose, those kids that I fought weren't that good in the first place, except for a few like Tetsuya. This tournament is invitation only, so he should have some skill. The age and size difference is too big, so normal people naturally assume I will lose. Well, this will be a surprise to them. I said I will end it in a minute and I meant it. Boxing kid starts trash talking. You might have defeated those losers, but you won't be me, midget. He starts doing shadow boxing intron of me to flex. I usually don't let this get to me and ignore the Neanderthals, but I really wanted to go back to my video and he just pissed me off even more. Okay, are you guys ready? The ref asked us. I was born ready, he boasts. I just nod, wanting to get this over with. Then begin. This time I waste no time, I dash straight at him. I purposely lower my speed to make me look slow. Stupid kid, take this. He throws a regular punch with his right hand. That is just what I wanted. I slow down even more right before it hit me. I grab his wrist with both of my hands, and throw my right leg over his left shoulder and my left below his right shoulder. I did a perfect flying triangle choke. He was stunned and it took him about 2 to 3 seconds to start struggling. And Kudo-kun does a extremely well done flying triangle choke. It takes about 9 seconds to knock someone out if done perfectly, MHA Cosmo style. What he said is true, but that is for adults, kids don't have the developed muscles to last longer. After 3 more seconds, he passes out and the ref calls the game. The crowd starts cheering. Unbelievable, this is the fastest match we have had today. Shinichi Kodo won in 10 seconds. Well, this should shake up some trees. I'm almost positive they planned for me to lose in the first round. And since I was paired with him specifically, he is probably the son of somebody important that wanted his kid to have it easy in the tournament. Well, boohoo. If they try something, I'm going to sue their ass. And if they send someone, I'll send them back in body bags. Get some sharp knives, divine demon at my current max, and I'll butcher them alive. I start heading back and ignoring the crowd. I have more important things to do, like go back to watching Minecraft videos made by the one of best players at the time. Word count 1050. A/N Dream will be famous even after 200 years XD. Chapter 20, Second Round. The first matches are done, there are some interesting kids here, real talent. But I don't think they can win against me, unless someone has a passive quirk. They don't actually tell what quirks the gladiators have, in order to keep things fair. Everybody who has any part in this event, knows about our quirks, and the one with the good ones are being watched. I'm first in the next round, they will probably try to eliminate me again, and say that the last match was just luck. I didn't actually show anything except that I am good at strangling. Whatever, I'll just keep binge watching dream videos. The Minecraft Manhunt was a long and successful series. It reached 10 hunters and it stayed that way. They just kept changing things up and I'm currently at 6 hunters. Excuse me, the same cute intern as before called me. It's time, you will be fighting first in the second round, your opponent is Antihero, he practices Silat. How long do you think this match will last? She asks me sweetly. I just look at her and laugh, this bitch wants to bet on me. I stop laughing and smirk at her, who knows her face twitches a bit. I stand up and leave, good thing I didn't start the video. But still, Silat, hey. An interesting choice. Silat practitioners are quite deadly, if they have trained properly. I honestly don't know what to expect from a child that has yet to become a teen. Actually, I don't know how old he is. She left out that detail, and I didn't bother listening or watching other fights than Tetsuya. I had more important things to watch. And now for the first match of the second round. The martial genius Shinichi, who is almost 6 years old with his ever-changing style, versus 13-year-old Antihero, who is a practitioner of Silat, the best one in his school and region. He has already won some competitions and is a favorite to win this one as well. Contestants, to your positions. The ref yells out. So he is a teen. He isn't trash talking, so he is still a little better than the rest, but he is looking down on me. This might actually be fun for me. Are you ready? We both nod. Fight. I smirk at him. And enter Rock Lee's signature stance with the right one raised in front of me and the other behind my back. Image here. He and the crowd seems confused. I never used this before and I'm sure no one has seen this except for hardcore anime fans. People rarely watch anime from 200 years ago. They find it boring, but I see a treasure chest full of techniques. My photographic reflexes might still be at its infancy and can't copy movements while I fight. But I can scan videos, over and over again until I get it right. Silat does a lot of counterattacks, grappling and strangles. So all I have to do is wait for him to strike. These are kids, they don't have the patience to stay still and wait for an attack, plus with me being so young and small compared to them, they want to end it fast and not waste time with me, like I overheard the rest of the contestants taking about me. Any second now. And he dashes. At this point it's a jab, hook, first or grapple/tackle. He is telegraphing a left hook. But he saw my match before, so it's probably a fake, and he is in my zone. He immediately raises his right fist for a strong punch. I always wanted to try this. About 15 centimeters before he hits me, I turn my entire body to the left, almost a complete turn. So his fist just grazes my back. I drop in a deep solid horse stance, raise my left hand. I'm just tightening my left fist and hit directly above the stomach where the diaphragm is. Put all my body weight into my fist, my momentum plus his. This is going to hurt a lot, kid. Gah. As my fist collides with him, the air leaves his lungs. He buckles over a bit in pain, but I don't stop there. I quickly move to give him an uppercut and then a high kick from my position directly in his face. I blast him to the side. The ref goes to check on him. 10. 9. Hoo. He is not unconscious, tough kid, that combo should have sent him to dreamland. 8. 7. He struggles to stand up, but keeps falling down. 6. 5. He raises on one knee, the other is still on the ground, he is wobbling a lot. 4. 3. 2. He pulls himself up, 1. And on the count of 1 he is fully up. The fight resumes, the ref backs away. Great job, kid, that's some nice tenacity, but he looks like he is about to fall over. He takes a few steps back, being careful not to fall over. You know what, I'm curious in what he can do. It was his mistake to use such a basic opening on me, he still hasn't shown me anything. I will let him heal up a bit, and get his bearings together. The second round is being held in a boxing ring, I don't know why, but they decided it would be like this. I just start heading into one of the corners nearest to me and put my back against it. Come on, kiddo, we don't have all day. I call him out. The kid actually screams back at me, I don't need your mercy, fight me. Could have fooled me, you look like you will fall over with a tap. You have 3 minutes to rest up, he growls at me like a dog, but still takes the 3 minutes, guess he isn't a complete idiot, though this is very humiliating for him. A kid 2 times younger than him is showing him mercy. He won't get over this fight easily, he seems the prideful type. After 3 minutes he looks much better. He takes the offensive, but he is playing it smart now, he is using his longer range, to only kick or just throw jabs. I keep dodging and parrying, but he doesn't get frustrated and keeps trying. When he tried to do a left punch, I grabbed his wrist and hit him in the liver, his right side, with my left foot. Because of my small starter and muscle strength it didn't do a lot of damage but it still hurt. He grabs his side and backs away. Is that all you have got? If it is, you'd better surrender. While I'm saying this, I'm searching and watching Silat videos. Time to end this fight in style. He rushes me telegraphing a tackle. At this position there are 3 things he can do. 1. He can dive down to grab my legs to make this a wrestling match. 2. He will go up to punch me, since he is going in a straight line I can just knee him in the face. 3. He will slow down at the last moment, raise his body and to try to grab me. Silat relies a lot on combinations, and leg sweeps. The goal is to get him on the ground, and strangle him. Because of my small stature, he assumes I'm weak on that front. And he is right, there is no way I can beat any of them in terms of wrestling, that requires a lot of stamina and strength. They are heavier and stronger than me. If they just sit on me there is nothing I can do in pure wrestling. His center of gravity drops lower, he is going to try and grab my legs. If I evade he will just keep doing the same tactic. Let's go with this. He goes for my legs. But I suddenly drop, my knee is right in front of his face, I quickly do a double palm strike on both his ears. That should disorient him a bit. Now I just kept hitting his chin until he lost consciousness. Damn it! I wanted to end this with a Silat move, but he had to go with wrestling. The ref grabs my arm and raises it. Winner Shinichi. Word count 1340. /N people don't swear in the comments, things like shit, bullshit and stuff like that, gets your comment deleted by web novel, I can't see it or reply to it. Chapter 21, Accident. Winner Shinichi. The crowd did its thing, and I ignored them. I made my way to the backstage to see Tetsuya waiting for me. Why didn't you end the fight earlier? He says in his always serious tone. Come on, lighten up, I was getting bored. The Silat kid was a pleasant surprise. I had some fun at least. Tetsuya just sighs. You already forgot his name, you need to fix you bad habits Shinichi. You never even paid any attention to the competition. I don't pay any attention because they and what they practice doesn't matter. You can't always have the information about who you are fighting. Thinking like that will get you killed. If I know what that practice I'll keep it in mind, but I always assume they know something else. Like you in boxing, that kid you fought made the mistake of thinking you only knew Muay Thai, and he lost because of that. Tetsuya thinks about my words. He does always take them to heart. I feel like a master teaching his student. Well then young grasshopper, when are you fighting? I say while smirking. Second match, I should be up soon. If you win your fight, there is a good chance they will pit us against Echoer, even more so because we are friends, it's good publicity. He nods then looks at me seriously. I will not lose this time, Tetsuya says resolutely. Contestant Tetsuya, it's your turn. Good luck, I say to him. He nods and goes to the stage. His opponent is Teijo Shishio, he is the biggest guy here, he is almost 14 years old. His height is actually 168 centimeters tall, he is tall for his age and has a big build as well. He practices Krav Maga, a brutal martial arts made for combat not sport. He will be restricted in the moves he can use in a tournament like this. Are you ready? The ref asks both of them. Tetsuya just calmly nods, while his opponent smiles with a feral grin. Start it already. Fight. Teijo just rushes ahead like a beast. I just realized he acts like Bakugo, looks similar to him too. Cousins maybe? Tetsuya doesn't stay idle, he also dashes, they meet each other in the middle and start exchanging fast jabs, and both dodge all the blows the other sends. They keep that up for a full minute, until he grazes Tetsuya, then the fight goes in his favor. Tetsuya, seeing that he is in a disadvantage, switches to Muay Thai. He starts doing kicks going for his thighs, that's the best place to kick. If he went for the calves, he might crack his own leg on his shin. Asterisk. Tetsuya gets a few fast kicks in but backs off after each hit. Krav Maga has real combat moves, where there are no rules moves like groin kicks, eye pokes, and mostly has self-defense moves. The deadlier techniques can't be used here, so I'm curious how he will fight. He dashes again to Tetsuya and keeps focusing on his neck, and Tetsuya is forced to defend. Crazy bastard, this is a tournament, attacking the neck is dangerous, especially since everybody here is under 14, we don't have necessary neck muscles to take that kind of strike. He goes for the neck again, but it turned out to be a feint and Tetsuya was too late to react. He changed the course of his fist and hit Tetsuya's nose, hard. Blood starts coming out of his broken nose, but that didn't stop him. Tetsuya went for a punch right at his face, but it was anticipated. Tejo grabbed his fist, twisted it, and his arm followed, and dropped Tetsuya to the ground. Suddenly Tetsuya starts screaming. Fight over. Winner Tejo Shishio. After that he yells, medics. What the hell happened? I rush to the stage, and see Tetsuya holding his arm in pain. It's broken. The medics take him away. Due to an unfortunate accident, Tetsuya's arm was broken when Tejo slipped and fell on top of him. Sadly, these kinds of things happen in martial arts tournaments. We will have a 20-minute break before we begin the semi-finals. Unfortunate accident, my ass, he is smirking. That piece of shit did it on purpose. You want to play rough, hey, bully some kids younger than you. Well, in that case, an eye for an eye, you break my friend's bones and I'll break yours. I hurry up to follow the doctors, and they go into a room. Only family members allowed inside, one of the doctors says. I look him straight into the eyes and say, Doc, move aside before I kick you in the balls so hard that they become Play-Doh. He quickly moves aside. Hey, why did you let him in? The doctor that was checking Tetsuya yelled. You try and stop him, the one that let me in says. Stop yelling like children, my cold tone makes them stop. What's broken, the radius or the ulna, and how bad is it? The 2 bones in the forearm. My medical knowledge must have surprised him, considering I'm not even 6 yet. How do you know that? The doctor exclaims. I'm a genius, that's how. Now will you tell me, or do I have to check for myself? I yell. He hesitates for a moment before he answers me. Both of the bones are broken, it was a type A3 fracture. Do you know what that means? Tisk, I click my tongue. An A-type fracture is a simple fracture, and A3 means it's been broken horizontally. It means the bastard put his knee on Tetsuya's forearm, before he slipped and all the force broke both bones. Tetsuya. I call him out. He lifts his head, his face showing his pain. I'll get him back for this, don't you worry about that, sit here and let the doctors work, after that they will take you to Tahi Hospital, fix you up, and in a few months you will be able to fight with that arm again. I will be sending him right after you, so keep an eye out for him when he enters the hospital. Tetsuya chuckles at that. Tetsuya. His mother comes into the room, her face full of worry. It took some time for her to get here from the stands. I'll see you at the hospital, and I'll bring the trophy with me, I say, and I leave the room before it gets cramped. You'd better win, I'll take the trophy off you, after I kick your ass, Tetsuya yells out. If that runt didn't break his arm, he could have escaped that position, but Tetsuya didn't even have the chance to do so. I'm going to beat that kid black and blue, I don't mind cheating, I'm all for it. But you fooked with one of the few people I actually like, so I wish you good luck, Tejo Shishio, you will need it for our fight. Word count 1200. A/N. Asterisk, cough, McGregor kicked too high on the thigh and hit the hardest part. Some dude keeps spamming that I or MC thinks of women as toys. Did you even read the FIC? If that was the case, he would have though the same about Eri or any other woman. Are you telling me you have never thought about banging someone's wife? It's a fantasy that everyone has at least once. Don't get all SJW on me. From the start of the FIC the goal was to have a relaxing life full of debauchery. What did you expect? If you don't like it, then don't read it, and don't post stupid comments that lowers the IQ of everyone who reads the comment section. As for me, if I thought like that, then my FICs would be all harem and smut. Seeing that they aren't, obviously means that I don't think like that. Chapter 22, Semifinals. For those of you that want to read ahead, go to my Patreon, your support would really mean a lot. www.patreon.com/alcoholic_panda. On my Patreon for Tier 1, 4.5 euro, you get 5 chapters for meditation system, 3 chapters for MHA code, and CH1 and 2 for about 9 other FICs not posted anywhere else. Tier 2 is a work in progress. 10 for MS and 6 for MHA code. Everything after ch2 on the 9 FICs. Meditation system isn't fully ready, because of the randomizer I have had to change the plot a lot. I have the most trouble with that FIC, it will be up and running soon. Number I got paired up with another contestant. Teja survives for another round. The semi-finals have begun. In the first match is Kodo Shinichi and Meisuko Yoichi *, and in the second match Narumi Yakazuya vs Teja Shishio *. Kodo-kun, Meisuko-kun, please get to your positions. Both of us go to our side. Are you ready? We just nod. Begin. Hiya haha, you're going down twerp. I don't know how someone like you made it so far, but your luck has run out. Oh great. Another young master. Why do I always get paired with them? I'm going to beat you, then I'll have only one match left. When I win this tournament I will be famous and heroes will scout me. Hiya ha ha. I'm strongly resisting the urge to facepalm. This is being broadcasted on television, I can't do things like that. The last thing I need is to be turned into a meme. He makes the first move, dashes at me, and instead of like normal punches which step in with the left leg and punch with the right fist, he steps with the right and punches with the right fist. Those moves. Ha! Now that's rare, especially in Japan. He is a Jeet Kune Do practitioner. This might turn out to be useful, maybe I can get something from him. Jeet Kune Do was created by Bruce Lee, he used a lot of moves from different martial arts. He discarded anything that was useless and all that was left was a practical martial art. My goal is to create my own martial art for myself. This fight will be interesting. I'll drag it out and copy anything useful. Then I'll end it. Though I should conserve my stamina, I'm going to need it for the finals. He keeps using basic moves on purpose. Jeet Kune Do has a lot of counters for when the opponent attacks. This is interesting, he is obviously baiting me but at the same time waiting an opportunity to tackle me to the ground and use submissions tactic. Due to his larger frame and size he will have the advantage on the ground. This should be a good time to test this. I didn't study the human autonomy just for coding, it can be also used in fighting. I relax my hand and stop closing my fist. I get into a stance where my palms are open and my legs are spread out a bit more. Oh, Kodo-kun has changed his stance again. How will he fare against Meisuko-kun? The voice surprised me, because I'm sure I muted him before. Ah, the announcer changed, no wonder. I only keep the ref's voice, the rest I mute, I don't need some silly distractions. The only thing I'm muting is their voices. I still hear the noise they make, but screaming and yelling is muted, which helps a lot. Hey, you think that will help you? You are getting desperate, little kid. Hiya haha, he is trying to rail me up. All things considering, he isn't as dumb as he looks. I just smirk and dash at him, telegraph a punch, and just as expected he goes for the counter, but I never intended to continue the punch, it was just a feint, and I baited him right where I want. He saw me coming and start preparing himself for grappling, but what I did definitely surprised him, judging by the expression on his face. I hit all the pressure points on the inside, side of arm, of his forearm and biceps, effectively numbing his right arm and making it useless. Acupuncture and pressure points are real, but hitting them in a fight is near impossible, but increased eyesight and reflexes, combined with my medical knowledge, make it possible for me. Asterisk. Oh, Meisuko's right arm is dangling by his side. Kodo-kun hit it lightly a few times, but it shouldn't have done this much damage. The announcer shows off his lack of knowledge. But I can't even blame him for not knowing this. In this day and age, there might be less than 10 people that can use this, mostly because people think it's a myth and don't believe it works. Combine that with everybody having some sort of quirk and it's no wonder there aren't many users. Marital arts in general has regressed with time. Heroes who take their work and safety seriously train in martial arts, but most of the population just has no interest in it. They send their kids, who go for 1 to 4 years maximum, just to learn some discipline and work out a bit, but the ones that actually continue training in them are rare. While Meisuko panicked a little and tried to lift his numbed arm, I dash straight towards him. He tries to make me back off by using his left arm to throw a few jabs, but because of his left arm being numbed his balance was off, and I used the weak jabs to hit the pressure points in his left arm as well. Because of my weak strength the numbing won't last long, so I'll finish it now. When his left arm goes limp as well, he tries to go for a kick with his right leg, but I see it coming and use my left foot and step right above his knee and use it to jump closer to his face where I land a punch right to his chin. The strike makes him lose balance and he starts falling, but he won't go down with just that. As he is falling down towards me, I grab his head in a choke position with his face looking at the ground. 3 seconds and he gets his bearings back and his arms are working again. He tries to get me off, but in 3 more seconds I feel him tapping my arm. The ref separates us and calls the match winner Kodo Shinichi. I'm looking at the crowd and it's quite funny watching them like this where they are muted. It's like watching any sport on TV without volume, it's just weird. I shake my head and start going to the backstage. I hear Meisuko still coughing behind me, rubbing his neck. Damn it, you freaking protoge, you almost choked the life out of me. I roll my eyes. Don't be so dramatic, you must have done submitting training as well, plus it's your fault that you underestimated me. Sigh, I didn't underestimate you, anyone who does is an idiot. You made it to the semifinals. I talked like that in hopes you mess up somehow. I must have shown something on my face because he replies right away. What, you think that talking like a spoiled little brat is normal? I'm not some young master wannabe, but seriously I did not see that coming. My dad showed me these old videos where people use that. Where did you even learn how to do that? I just shrugged my shoulders. Videos on the internet and a lot of books. He was dumbfounded by my answer. The kid probably expected some kind of old master to teach me whatever. You'd better win, it would be embarrassing for me if you didn't. I got this in the bag, so don't worry about that. I suggest you worry about getting ready for the next tournament. He stops walking at that. The next. Look at the crowd. Do you know how much money they made from this? They are definitely doing this again, and contestant to the semi-finals, you will get invited 100%. So if you want to win against me, I suggest you start training more. I give a small smile. Hi ha ha, hell yeah. See you later, kid. Things won't end the same like last time, he says as he leaves the backstage to go to his family. If only he knew the real reason I did this. The way the older generation thinks of you is very important. The things the younger generation says matters too, but their opinions are mostly bias. Be nice, polite, and respectful towards them, and you're instantly a nice kid in their eyes. But the younger generation is mostly jealous for the success that you have, so they will say just about anything to make them feel better about themselves. So if both young and old say good things about you, you are golden. A good public image is extremely necessary for my plans, so I'll be doing a lot of this. Word count 1460. Fucking hell, it didn't save. I lost like 400 words, fuck this shit. I'm not sure I can write the same thing again. WHYYYYYYY me. A/N. Asterisk, Diamond no Ace, Karamachi Yoichi, and Meisuko Toru. Narumi Yamai, and Miyuki Kazuya, \. Asterisk, changed his name, BTW it's from Dr. Stone. Asterisk Hayahaha Karamachi laugh. Asterisk Hanafusa Hajime, the doctor in Kengan Ashura, and Nicholas from Kengan Omega both used similar techniques, paralyzing the opponent's limbs with acupuncture. Chapter 23, Finals. It's time for some payback. Am I being petty? Yes. But humans are flawed beings. I will do what I want in this life. Some decisions will be smart and calculated, and some like this one will be me doing something stupid to feel better. The kid broke Tetsuya's arm on purpose. A little payback is necessary to teach the little shit some manners. And another important lesson, if you're gonna cheat, make sure not to get caught. Ladies and gentlemen, the final round is about to start. The announcer's voice was heard across the stadium. To get to know our finalists better, we will be doing a small introduction on both of them. On the right is our little genius from Musuda Kodo Shinichi. He will be 6 years old in a month or two. He is 121 centimeters tall and weighs 25 kilograms. His quirk allows him to manipulate electronics that he is used to. Currently he can only control a laptop that was near him when his quirk awakened. On the left is Teijo Shishio, he will be 14 soon, the oldest contestant here. At a height of 168 centimeters and weighing 53 kilograms. His quirk is to spit fire from his mouth. Contestant Teijo is more double the weight of Kodo-kun, but Kodo-kun has been fighting people who are a lot older, taller, and stronger than him and still somehow came out on top. Will he defeat his biggest opponent yet, or will Kodo-kun's whining streak stop here? The referee raises his hand to calm the crowd down. Are you both ready? The ref asks us. I calmly nod. I got an image to maintain, while Teijo just grins, acting like a feral animal. Let's go. He reminds me of Kurei-Rayan, wild and aggressive. I mute the crowd and the announcer. I only leave Teijo and the ref unmuted. I'm giving it my all, well, almost my all, most of my techniques can't be used here. But I'm still taking it serious enough. This kid is leaving this stage on a stretcher, he just doesn't know it yet. This is the final round, I don't want there to be any accidents, so play fair. He looks at both of us, but his eyes spend more time on Teju, who just clicks his tongue. Hajime. As soon as the referee made the call, Teju charges at me like a bull. He is a lot bigger than me, he is taller and has double my weight. Looking at his body, he has very little fat and a lot of muscles, a tackle from him will hurt a lot. And he already saw my previous fights, so he knows I am weak to wrestling because of my current body size. Dodging will accomplish nothing since he will continue to use the same tackle on me over and over again. So I need to stop him right now. I charge at him as well. On the last second before we hit each other, I dive down, literally laying on the ground as I grab his left ankle. I quickly hit the pressure points on it and immediately try to dislocate it, but before I can do it he kicks me off with his other leg. Damn, that hurt. He tries to get up, but the left leg is still numb, so he can only raise with the left leg kneeling. I run at him telegraphing a kick and he raises both his hands up, block it. I definitely can't break through that. But I still start the motion to kick with my right leg, but before I am even halfway through the motion I jump with my left leg towards him and grab his right wrist with both my hands. I pull myself up using his wrist to hit him on the left side the face with my right knee. Because of the awkward position I did some damage, but not enough to shake him up. But the knee kick wasn't my goal. As I pulled myself up to knee him, I twisted his wrist, dislocating it. His right hand is useless, and to most martial arts, excluding those that focus on kicks, that's fatal in a fight. He cries out in pain but still uses his other arm to hit me in the stomach with his palm, pushing me away from him. I take a few breaths to recover from that blow. It hurt a lot, taking a palm strike to the stomach, but he is still on one knee, and now he has a dislocated wrist. Things are not looking good for him. Oh, he is standing up. He limps a bit to get back the feeling in his left leg. He goes into a boxing stance, but the difference is the right elbow is raised and his head is right at his right cheek. He is being careful not to make the injury worse. It became a striking match for the next few minutes. Jabs, punches, elbows, and kicks were thrown every second. I either dodged or parried his attacks. I am waiting for my time to strike. The longer the fight lasts, the worse his injury gets. He will mess up eventually from the pain. I waited, and then it happened. A punch from his left hand was off target and it put him slightly off balance. I quickly grabbed his wrist and start twisting and turn my body. By twisting it this way I make his wrist go over his shoulder and it keeps going, forcing his body to go to the ground. That was an Aikido technique. The only reason I could pull it off is because he was already injured and he was off balance. Aikido is basically redirection of force, but to do that, the technique needs to flow and be undisturbed. In a fight that isn't very realistic, people will struggle. As I got him to the ground and I'm still holding his wrist, I start turning, and force him to do the same by controlling his movement with his wrist. I accidentally used too much force and break his wrist when I was putting it behind his back. He starts screaming in pain. The referee ends the fight. Winner Kodo Shinichi. That was my key to turn off the muting and hear the cheers from the crowd. I wave my hands and show a big bright smile. Things will only go up from here. Word count 1080. A/N. After next chap I will start with the time skips. They will be a couple of years with each skip. I could have broken a few more bones, but the fight is getting filmed, and it would be bad for his future career to beat him up more than this. Drop some stones if you like the FIC. Chapter 24, 24 Trophy and Hospital Visit. Winner Kodo Shinichi. The ref yells out and the crowd goes wild. Unbelievable, Kodo-kun has done it. The youngest contestant in this tournament has won the whole thing. Kodo-kun has fought opponents that are much older than him, and he still prevailed. He has proved that he is a genius with insanely high potential to the martial arts community. I lower his volume and look at the medics taking away Teju. I turn away from the cameras and give a small smirk to him. Feels good. The awarding ceremony was boring. I had to keep the fake smile for quite a while and shake the hands of some people. Next are the scouters that came over and gave me offers to join them and left their business cards. My family was right behind them, so they left quickly not to leave a bad impression. Shin-chan, my mother grabs me and smothers me. You are amazing, Shin-chan, you really won the whole tournament. She starts rubbing my cheek with hers. She is right, we are very proud of you, son. He gives me a big proud smile. Yay, you beat them all, Shinichi. Ran comes over and gives me a hug. She is full of excitement. Well done, Shin-kun. Eri comes and gives me a smile and a head pat. Thanks, I give a smile back. Well, let's go and celebrate, but first we have to go to the hospital. I want to see Tetsuya. Are you sure it's a good idea, Shinichi? My dad asks. He probably thinks it will be awkward if I show up with the trophy. Yeah, there is no problem, Tetsuya won't mind, and I want to deliver the news personally. I keep pushing. There is no way I'm not going to see him. I can't wait to see his face once Tejo comes in the hospital. Once we arrive at the hospital, we ask for Tetsuya's room, and go there. Since it would be too crowded, only me and my mother went to his room with a get-well gift basket. I knock. His mother opens the door. Hello, Ms. Yuaki. Ah, Shinichi, we heard you won over the news. Congratulations. Tetsu-chan was very happy when he watched your final match, she says with a smile. I'm guessing she was also happy seeing the person who broke her son's arm get beaten up so badly. Go inside, Tetsu-chan is waiting for you, she smiles at me. Mom. Don't call me Tetsu-chan, I hear him yell. If he can yell like that, then he is all good. Ara, don't be embarrassed, Tetsu-chan. I call my son Shin-chan all the time. My mother gives him a bright smile. I just ignore you, mother. I know that you won't stop calling me that, so I don't even bother stopping you. It's a waste of time. My Shin-chan is getting embarrassed. I give her a blank look. No, I got used to your antics. I just ignore them. Shin-chan is so cute when he is embarrassed. She grabs me and starts to hug me. This woman is an embarrassment to anyone that calls themselves an adult. Sigh, let me go. I want to talk to Tetsu. She gives me one last hug, almost suffocating me before she lets me go. When I was finally free, I sat down near Tetsuya. We both looked at each other before sighing at the same time. We both have some troublesome mothers, don't we? I give him a wry smile. Omu, it's not easy being us. How long must we suffer their antics? Well, I'm guessing they will stop when we enter high school, so you have a few more years. Me on the other hand, I have to put up with her for 9 more years. Tetsuya says nothing and just puts his good hand on my shoulder as emotional support. By the way, congrats on winning the tournament, and thanks for avenging me. No problem, he should be arriving at this hospital soon. With any luck we will see him going through that hallway any minute now. Liar, there is no way something like that will happen. He shuts up when he sees Tejo limping with his parents supporting him, as they walk to the room next door. He then looks at me. How? Trade secret hacked the hospital records. When I was near the reception, it was painfully easy. His parents called in advance. Anyway, Tetsu, you will be released soon, right? Since you already have your arm in a cast. He just nods. Then I'm inviting you to come at my house for a small celebration. There will be pizza, coke, and games. I give him the extra motivation for coming. I'll be there, he says. Wait, Tetsuya, we have a... She stops herself when she sees his face. Tetsu is a stubborn kid. When he decides something, it's over, but luckily he isn't one of those spoiled brats. His stubbornness is what kept him going with his training. Sci-fi ni, you can go to the party. He gives her a bright smile in return. Sorry, Chisaki-san, can you look after him and make sure he doesn't do anything stupid? No problem, Shin-chan doesn't have many friends, so Tetsu-chan is always welcome. I will get lots of pictures from them, don't worry. That's great, send them to me later. Tetsu-chan is the same, so I need photos for my albums too. Me and Tetsu face palm. There is no stopping these two. It's worse for Tetsu since he is older. One party later. Thanks for inviting me, Shinichi, and again congrats for whining. As soon as my arm is better, I'm challenging you to a fight. Tetsuya looks straight at me with passion in his eyes. I can imagine him screaming youth. PFFFF, maybe I can actually convince him to do it. It would be hilarious. Sure, I'll be waiting. Till then, don't do anything stupid, avoid using your arm too much, and just focus on training your legs, in this time period. He nods. I can tell by his facial expression that he is saying that's the plan. CYA soon, Tetsu. Right back at you, Shin. Sigh, what a day. Oh yeah, I have to log today's events. Number. Asterisk Y2 Day 92. The tournament was a great success. My fame will spread a lot from this. The event started at number. Word count 1070. A/N. Asterisk, so 1 full year has passed, so it's the 92nd day of year 2. 91 was CH17, yesterday in the story. I like the number better than. Makes more sense and it's less confusing. I will be busy with RL stuff relating work. There won't be a chap next update, or the one after that. I don't know how it will go down, so it's possible I won't update for a week. This is just a heads up, I'm not dropping. Chapter 25,
25 time skip. Time skip 6 months. Last chap asterisk Y2 day 92. Number. Asterisk Y2 day 153, 2 months later. Turned 6 years old and it was time for me to start going to elementary school. I convinced my parents to send me to a private school. I will have more opportunities there, plus the academics will be a piece of cake. When you have a cheating quirk, I have all the answers in my head, and anything I don't know, I can check on the internet. I give it a year or two before I am an academic genius. These people aren't very creative with their nicknames. My parents make good money, plus there are cash prizes at tournaments, but they were worried that I won't have any friends there, and if the classes will be too hard on me. I was invited to another tournament with people closer to my age group. I totally dominated there, but it's something along the lines of me motivating kids closer to my age to train harder and become stronger. I didn't really give a damn as long as I was getting paid. Number. Y2 day 183, a month later. I started showing off my programming a bit to my parents. I have books about programming downloaded on my laptop and some code I practiced there. They were extremely happy about that, and of course as any parents they started bragging about me being able to program as well, which somehow made it to online news, and some blogs. So I went and joined a junior programming competition. And won the whole thing, got some money, a new trophy for my cabinet, and a tour to a programming company. They had no idea what hit them. Hello new top-of-the-line codes. I love shopping especially when it's free. Seeing that I enjoyed tours a lot. Dad called his friend to give us a tour to his friend's robotic company. Hit a jackpot there. There's no way a company like that will have malware in their systems, so I directly copied everything and put it in a new folder with that company's name. I used the money to buy those small robot parts. I got a design for a spyfly robot from one of the companies I visited. It wasn't easy getting these. Using my quirk each time for stuff like this takes a lot out of me physically and mentally. It was worth it in the end. I got many spy robots, time to gather more blackmail material. Politics is easy when you have dirt on everyone, and I don't plan on doing it the hard way. Number. Y2 day 275, 3 months later. Recap of all the work accomplished these 6 months. I also refined my skills. They aren't just basic versions anymore. My programming and biology knowledge has increased by leaps and bounds because of my daily intensive studying. I'm halfway there with the first version of C-Make-Icon/Life Return. The metabolism part that allows to quickly digest food was easy, but the part where I can store the energy in my cells to use later on is difficult, not to mention manipulating the cells themselves. I started eating a lot and redirected that energy to help increase my growth. I started messing around with my hormones, more specifically my growth hormones and the endorphins. Let's say the normal growth rate of a human is the unit 1, I increased it to 1.5. So I will grow 0.5 times faster than my peers. I will increase it by 0.5 again, once my body handles the strain of the accelerated growth, so it will be 2. That means I will be growing 2 times faster than my peers. It shouldn't affect their opinions of me that much. In the original show, Ida, Sugar Lips, and the Nico Robin asterisk ripoff were a lot higher than their classmates. And if it does get very obvious, I'll just tone it down. Endorphins are chemicals produced by the body that relieve stress and pain. I remember the Kure clan had over 20 kinds of endorphins, so my goal for this project is to make as many kinds of endorphins as I can. Advance/possessing spirit and removal are combined to make divine demon. I managed to increase the efficiency on all 3. Still can't use it too much. I have improved marionette further by making it move my entire body forcefully. For example, I lose feeling in my arms due to poison or even if I go unconscious. I can use marionette to tighten and relax the numbed areas, effectively moving them, and when I do go unconscious it will move my body on its own. Right now, there is not a lot it can do beside running or hiding away. Unless I make a program similar to an AI that can get me to safety or fight in my stead, it will remain at this level. I'm not too keen on making an AI that can mess with my body and brain. That decision will be for the future. It will be a last case scenario. Basic photographic reflexes aren't so basic anymore. I modified the increase and decrease in sense perception so that it improves the sense organ permanently. I have better eyesight now, which means better kinetic and dynamic vision. That means I can see better in real time, and can copy the movements better. I improved the photographic reflex code so it goes smoother, it's easier and more efficient now. It's not quite the Sharingan, it's a long way from that, but it's slowly getting there. A/N
Asterisk tentacle guy. Number. Okay, the new job takes a lot of my free time away. As soon as I get home I usually fall asleep from exhaustion, so that leaves me with very little time to write. I will try to grind it during the weekends. I'm changing the release schedule, it will be random from now on since I don't know when I will be able to write. There will be a minimum of 2 chapters on MS and code a week. If I don't post a chapter in a whole week, assume that Truckcun has run me over and I have been ice-guyed. In other words, I will be dead. Since writing is my huge passion, there is no way I'm stopping unless literally lose my arms. That is all from me, Alcoholic Panda out. I only slept like 3 hours and now I'm off to work. Rib.